I'm watching the channels populate right now. Probably Facebook is up right now. It looks like the YouTubes are still lagging behind a little bit. Black coffee today. And it's good because I'm back on the Pete's, which is, if you don't make it strong, you just make it normal. It doesn't really need sweetener. It's still got a little bit of a bitter hit to it, but the amount of weight I'm losing, I can do without the sweetness in my mouth. You know, when I get on the scale, when I look at myself, when I literally have to go into my stock of clothes, of packaged shirts that I have, and in my office, and unwrap a fucking medium-sized shirt just so I have something that doesn't hang off of my body. This is a medium. This is a medium. Look at it on my arms. It's a freaking medium, man. I've worn double X's and triple X's before. And pretty much filled them out. And now here I am, 170 pounds. I've weighed 235, almost 240 pounds in my life. I've dropped over 60 pounds to get to where I am right now. Now, granted, that was over a period of years and years and years. But in the last few weeks, I've just dropped, you know, I don't know what, I lost count, 70, 16 pounds. Hey, Josh, why is there nobody else here? Okay, Josh, are you guys not getting notified that I'm live? Oh, well, it's fucking 7:10 right now, so everyone should know that I'm live, and everyone should be pulling up their YouTube apps right now just to make sure that I'm live, right? Because it is 7:10 right now. Josh said hi, and there's nothing else in the chat. Oh, there's Randy. Good news, it sounds like. Yeah, it's good news. Good news. Waiting for my people to get here, wondering if you guys are getting notified. Well, look, wait. Stop on the fucking dabbing for a second, Josh. Calm down. Did you get notified? I'm trying to fucking talk to you. I don't know if you noticed this or yet. Or not yet. But, did you guys get notified that I was live? Try to talk to me, okay? Are you listening to me? Hey, Debbie. Great job on the way. Thank you, Josh. I'm not smoking till I get some fucking feedback from you guys. You got a notification? Oh, okay. Well, thank you for finally fucking telling me. Great. A minute later. Okay, cool. Great. All right. Well, I guess we can dab. It's always business first, man. Listen, I treat this podcast just like I treat my real life, man. I always take care of what's important first while I'm coherent, before I start partying, before I start putting THC in my brain, getting a little, you know, maybe a little confusion in there, whatever. I take care of everything first while I'm coherent and clear-headed, and you guys should too. Take care of the business of the podcast right off the bat. You guys communicate with me, tell me what's up. And then as soon as we know everything is running smooth, I got a good connection, I'm not dropping frames, my audio is good, I've got my mics flipped around, and everybody can see everybody, and the chat is on screen, then we go live. You know, then we start doing the show. Okay? It's not as soon as I go on here, I want to smoke. As soon as I get on here, I'm not like that. You might be like that, and the sight of me might make you want to smoke, and I totally understand that. I have that effect on people. But at the same time, I've got some important things that I want to discuss. Mainly the fact that I weigh 170 pounds. Okay, I weigh 170 pounds. Just want to throw that out there. I never thought I'd say those words, but I weigh 170 pounds. I remember when I thought my target was 175. I was like, man, if I could just get down to 175, I'd be gorgeous. Boy, was I wrong. I need to lose at least 20 more pounds, man. And it's all right here. All of my weight, it's right here on my belly. I got a little bit of fat right here, in this area, and on my back. You were on a show that you thought was live? That's funny. How are you doing this morning? Megsy, I'm doing good. Hey, Nick, what's up? Just check my notices. Got notification later. Huh. Fuck that, Steve. Josh, Nate, I'm 230. I'm going to get down to where you are. Hey, you're fucking 6 foot. How tall are you, Josh? Aren't you like 6'1" or something, bro? You need to check your BMI. You don't need to get down to 155, bro. You probably could get down to like 200, maybe at your height. You need to check your height and your BMI, Go do it on, just do it on an app on your phone or on Google. Just ask Google what your BMI should be at your height. You're my height? Dude, why did I think you were a giant man? Like Chuckles size. This is Josh, I Like Totals and Tattoos Kelly, right? Why did I think you were like 6'1", bro? From just seeing you on video, I always thought you were like super huge. That is so funny. Well, if you're 5'9", bro, I'm 5'9", and I need to be down to 155 because I'm 170. Okay, look, I'm 170 and I still got this. I'll let it out. I don't mind. Look, I still got this. 170, bro. This is going away. I'm gonna get rid of all of this. I'm gonna get rid of all of that. And yeah, ladies, see, yeah, I got muscles here now. Okay, I know. Don't get too excited, ladies. I love saying that. Calm yourselves, ladies, please, ladies. Calm yourselves down. I have 2 tattoos of you. Okay, this is Josh. I Like Totals and Tattoos Kelly. You're 5'9", man. I didn't know that. I thought you were like 6'1", bro. I thought you were fucking huge. I think it's because your camera's always down really low, and I'm like always looking up at you, and you just, it gives that appearance, man, you know? What size pants? I'm on 33s. And look at this. Look at this, guys. I'm on 33s. Let me undo my belt. Okay, watch this. Watch. I'm on 33s, guys. And look at my waist now. I got up to 40s, man. I was on a 40-inch waist. Yeah, I still have jeans that say 40 on them. This is a 33, guys, I believe. Look at this on me. I've well more lost than more than an inch. That's way more than an inch. This is like fucking A, bro. This is like 3 or 4 inches of fucking jeans here, man. Can you believe that shit? If I didn't have this belt on, these things would fall right off of me. And I'm going to have to put a new loop in my belt or go buy a new belt at the store, which I think I'm going to do. Because this one's just about had it, you know? I've never been a 40, but you're at a 36-inch waist. Well, I got fat, bro. Hey, Josh G and Josh Kelly. We got the Joshes here. Is Harley going to drink water out of the water dish? No. He never drinks water out of the water dish. Some 38, I will work on it now. Brother, I am telling you, what I found out about sugar this morning blew my fucking mind. I'm going to go over that later, okay? We're going to talk about the sugar thing. I already tweeted it. Those of you guys that follows Nays Garden on Twitter, then you already know. But we're going to, of course, cover that. We're going to cover both stories. You guys that are here now, stay. This is going to be a very interesting, enlightening, and educational show. You're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to get really high. Let me feed my cat real quick. I got the food out already. It'll just take a minute. And then we can move on with the show. There you go, Harles. Enjoy, buddy. I always rinse off the cat food dish before I throw it in the garbage. Always. Always rinse out the cat food before I throw it in the garbage. I remember I used to have this piano teacher. Her name was Mrs. Beck. And she had 3 cats in the house. And she used to use wet food to feed the cats. And that house smelled like cat food. It was so disgusting. It was the worst smelling cat food I've ever smelled my whole life. And you'd walk into the house and within about 10 minutes or so, it's so prevalent in there that you just get used to it. You don't even think about it after about 10, 15 minutes. But when you first walk into her house, man, it smacks you in the face. And you're just like, this is disgusting. How can you live like this? Well, the fact is she doesn't smell it either because it's around her all the time. Well, it was around her. I'm sure she's not with us anymore. But I am here to tell you that ever since then, I was like, I'm never having that smell in my house. I don't care if my cat needs wet food. I'll figure it out, right? So I use wet food, right? and I rinse the fucking container out before I throw it in the garbage can. That's all. So there's no wet food laying around, you know, and the cat eats. I only put one dish in there at a time, so the cat eats almost all of it, so it's not laying around. And I don't refill it until he finishes it, so the house never smells bad. I don't like that smell. So anyway, that being said, let's move on with Kyle Kullinski here. Did a very good report here with let's go ahead. I'm going to start dropping frames if I don't get rid of the grow. So give me a second to do that. I can't have all this stuff running. Just wait till I get the processor, guys, okay? It's coming. Okay, I'll have the processor probably next week. The RAM is coming tomorrow. So this computer will have way more. They'll have double the RAM tomorrow. And I'm getting a fan. I'm getting a power supply tomorrow, too. So it's going to have a stronger power supply. That's probably not going to help our connectivity. But then the other 3 components will be here probably by Thursday. Or the other 2 components. I'll get the processor. And I'll get the video card. And we should be fucking screaming on this machine by then. Because we're going to get an i7. And right now I'm running an i3. And I'm hoping that that's what the issue has been with my dropping frames. You know, I assume it's my satellite, you know, but who knows? Anyway, Kyle Kullinski is very revealing on this segment. I think he is a little intimidated by Saagar, because Saagar probably makes a lot more money than Kyle does. And I think Kyle Kullinski, you can just see his face, his attitude, his posture, everything. He just seems a little uncomfortable sitting there with Saagar on screen with him. It's not the same Kyle Kullinski. And that's telling about my boy. It's a little telling. He's suffering from little dick. You know, Saagar's confident and doesn't give a fuck about anything. And Kyle is just like, looks a little off balance in this.
Really interesting new data on stimulus checks and how they made such an incredible impact on the lives of Americans.
I mean, literally, Kyle Kullinski right now looks like he's in line to get a vaccination. You know, if I'm on breaking points and Saagar and Crystal are about to interview me, dude, I'm going to be sitting there fucking shoulders up, looking right at them, listening to every word. I'm going to be so fucking excited. I'm on goddamn breaking points. Holy shit. My whole attitude would exemplify my respect towards them and my love for them having me on their show. Look at him. He's like, while Saagar's talking, he's like, he's got his little my shit don't stink fucking face on. Yeah, my shit don't stink ever.
Perfect person to come here and talk about it.
Indeed, a young up-and-comer.
And look, he won't even, they're talking to him, they're addressing him, they're looking right at him, and he's not even making eye contact with them, like he feels like he's above them. Like he's acting like he's above them. Holy shit. What the fuck is going on, Kyle? I thought you kept it real, bro, but you're fucking, dude, you got some serious fucking personality problems going on. You got some issues.
They may just be learning about the host of Secular Talk and also the co-host of a little podcast you might want to check out called Crystal, Kyle, and Friends. The one on one Kyle Kullinski. Great to see you, sir.
Hello. Kyle.
I think they fucking Forrest Gumped his hair a little too close above his ears. Right? He needs to stop cutting his own hair. He's really bad at it. Number one. Number two, the Forrest Gump look on him, it really just demonstrates where his mentality has gone over the last few months. It's fucking perfect. He's like, marijuana, I smoke pot, marijuana. Fucking racist.
Everybody could clearly see under these bright lights the gray hair. Everybody knows I've been on YouTube since 2012.
If you're not young.
I've been on YouTube longer than Kyle Kullinski. Right? I've been on YouTube way longer than Kyle Kullinski. Go check out some of my old uploads.
Then, like, you need to be in the nursing home, so we're sticking with you for you.
Yeah, maybe I'll meet you in the nursing home.
Okay, listen to this. Listen to this, and I'm gonna turn it up, and I'm gonna clean the dog's ears really fast.
Food shortages, 43% decline in gauge of financial instability, and 20% decline in anxiety and depression. I actually think this busts a lot of myths around how exactly money from the government actually can have such a substantial impact on people's lives.
Well, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that UBI study from Stockton, California.
That's right.
where they tracked it very closely. Now, it was only $500 a month for that study, but the amount of the money that went to things that you would typically view as like a vice that people would look down on, like drinking or gambling or whatever it may be. If I remember correctly, it was about 2% of the money went for that, and the overwhelming majority went for like food, paying the electricity bill,
Interview
rent.
clothes, yeah.
Yeah, and a point that you made about that is there was a guy who really wanted a new job, a better job, but he couldn't get a day off in order to go interview for a new job, and getting that $500 made it so that he was able to actually go out and interview for a new job, and he got the job, and now he makes better money. And
That's a great point that Kyle's making right there. So, the Republicans love to say that socialism and socialists, UBI is socialism, giving people money is socialism, and no one will want to work. Well, he's got an anecdotal story. One of the people who received UBI, that money allowed him to eat and keep himself housed and get gas in his car while he was driving around looking for a job. And that UBI allowed him to get a job. And now he's got a job because of the UBI. Now, fucking cuck-ass bitch Republicans love to say that that's just going to make people lazy and they're never going to fucking work and all they're going to do is sit home and spend all their money on gambling and lobster at the store and they're going to buy video games and they're never going to be productive members of society. Well, this one anecdotal incident shows that at least one person out of, I think he said 500 people in the study. It wasn't a lot of people, but one person at least took that money and ended up using that money to go get a job. Now, if one person out of 500, I wonder how many people out of, 300 million would do that. I'm sure more. And even though it's a small study and it's anecdotal, he makes a great point. One more point I want to make. There's a lot that this man says that I agree with. It's like 95%. And I used to say 99. 95% of what he says I agree with. I will still listen to him. I will still watch him. I'll still recommend that you guys watch him too. But you guys know me. I don't care how much I like or love you or recommend you. When you fucking talk out of both sides of your mouth, when you fuck up, when you lie, when you obfuscate, when you change definitions, I will call you out on your bullshit. And Kyle's about to change the definition for corrupt at about 10 minutes into this video. Now, we're only 2 minutes in, and there's some other bullshit I want to cover in here, so let's keep listening. I'll speed it up for you, too.
now he's much happier. So, listen, we've been fed propaganda for decades about how the government can't do any good, and if you give somebody a government check, you're basically fostering laziness. It turns out that's just factually incorrect, and most people have some sort of drive or passion to do something in some kind of workplace, whether they're an entrepreneur or they're working for somebody in a field that they want. And so this doesn't disincentivize work. If anything, it just, eases the burden and the pain and the hurt of living in a very rapacious...
Smug way about him, Enoch. I pick up on that. But at the same time, he's always like... Right? And I pick up on that. But you know what? He makes so much sense that I don't even think about it. When someone is making sense, I don't care what their persona is, really. I want to hear what they have to say. Even Ben Shapiro, who is the smuggest fuck I've ever seen, the fastest talking, smuggest fuck I've ever seen. When Ben Shapiro speaks on guns, I shut up and I listen to him because he makes sense when he talks about guns. It's the only time Ben Shapiro ever makes sense. But I'll listen to him. Even as smug as he is, bro, it won't keep me from listening to the message.
It was actually less than the bare minimum of what people should have gotten. And when you read the interviews that they did with people for whom this was life-changing in this New York Times article, they're like, I was able to feed my kids 3 times a day again. I was able to go get treatment for my cancer. I was able to get the electricity turned back on in my house. And it just makes you realize, for one of this small amount of money, you are immiserating people. I wonder how you think it changes. Do you think that the fact that people got these couple of checks and we're able to see in a super tangible way, the government actually can make a difference in my life in a really simple and straightforward way. Do you think that ultimately shifts our politics in any way?
Well, it has shifted our politics in the sense that the polls show that people are like, this is awesome, let's do more of this.
Yeah.
The support for universal basic income is through the roof. When not that long ago, 2 or 3 years ago, the polls were way under 50%. So the people have moved. But unfortunately, virtually every other issue in our politics, that doesn't necessarily mean that the federal government is going to move on that and stay in that position. Because, we could go through the numbers all day long. 70% support Medicare for all, 80% support raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. The list goes on and on. When you look at stuff like gun reform, it's background checks are over 90%. But that doesn't necessarily reflect in terms of policy and what Washington, D.C. is doing, because they're representing big corporate donors, and they're really the last people who want these sorts of policies to be implemented. So really, it's among the people, we're in a social democracy.
Josh G, you're it's a good opinion point that you make. At the same time, I got to tell you this. Have you ever really listened to Ben Shapiro's message before? Because that's what the jury does. They don't care how slick you are, how fast you talk. They're listening to the points you make. All Ben Shapiro ever does, Josh G, is cherry picks the points to bolster his confirmation bias. A lawyer can't win cases that way, Josh G. So once again, you're fucking lying to my audience, Josh G, with your stupid fucking opinion. Ben Shapiro would make a horrible lawyer. That's why he's a podcaster and didn't stick with law, because he couldn't fucking win any cases, bro. Guaranteed. That's why you'll see a lot of people that say, oh, I'm a lawyer, I've got a law degree. Yeah, why are you podcasting and you're making a pittance when you could be making fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars every year lawyering? Huh? Oh, because you suck as a fucking lawyer. I guarantee you Ben Shapiro would make a shitty fucking lawyer. You know, why? Because he's not a facts guy, he's a cherry picker. And that doesn't make a good lawyer, man. A good lawyer finds the facts that actually make a difference, not things that he thinks people are going to fucking, you know, sheep in on. 12 jurors, man, they've got to talk to each other. You know, they're bouncing shit off each other. They're calling each other on their bullshit. So it's really hard when somebody thinks, oh, but did you hear how fast he was talking? He was so slick, and did you see that yarmulke on his head? He respects God. He believes in God and respects God. He'd make a great lawyer.
Era. We're in a post-Reagan era.
Please.
But in terms of the way that they're governing in D.C., we're still largely in that Reagan era, although there are little derivatives here and there out of sheer necessity because of a pandemic.
Josh, you're wrong all the time, but you know what? I really like that you're here, and I'm starting to like your little interjections, and I'll tell you why. Because it gives me a chance to pontificate, bro.
And what was effectively
The problem I see is that right now there are two ways to look at what happened with COVID. There was, in the beginning, an era of transformative change, which is that Trump could have completely remade American society. He could have made this the populist era. He could have redistributed cash.
She's so beautiful. Dude, I just can't stop looking at Crystal, man. She's just so natural and so smart and so fucking awesome. Oh, I love her.
Rebuilding a national project. He chose the complete opposite. We entered a more libertarian politics. And Biden explicitly came in with going back to normal, which actually rejects cash politics. And of course, he...
And she loves Sagar. Look at the way she watches him while he talks. She fucking loves her little Sagar. It's almost like he's her son, you know? And she's like, look at him like she look like my mom looks at me when I'm talking. Ah! I love it. You're fueling me up. Thank you, Josh. Don't ever do it intentionally. Don't ever do it intentionally, okay? Never try to fuel me up intentionally. Don't ever try to fucking manipulate this show. I will fucking block you immediately. I do it to people all the time. You know, if somebody comes in here and they say something, and I go off on it, and I correct them or whatever, and blah, blah, and then they go, oh, ha, 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 I was lying. I was just trying to get a reaction out of you, and it worked, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, good, now you did get a reaction out of me. Now you're blocked. Go fuck yourself. Your mom's a cunt, your dad's a cunt, your children are cunts, your entire bloodline's a cunt. Now, tell your ancestors they're cunts too. Oh, they're all fucking dead and they deserve to be. Now, go fuck off, you stupid cunt. That's usually the kind of, response I'll get when someone tries to manipulate me on this podcast, because that is definitely not why I'm here. I'm not here so you can manipulate me. It's easy to manipulate me. Yeah, I'm going to go off on shit. It doesn't show much skill on your part. You know, I could go do that to any fucking podcaster. But I choose not to because I enjoy the content usually without my own, dicking with it.
Did, embrace it in the beginning.
Josh, I'm not coming down on you.
So that is really where I wonder how you see it. I already see a return to 1990s politics, which is that I don't think...
Hi, Karen.
...a bank again in the next 10 years. Simply because, and I actually see this among some of my more Republican friends who often point to this, which is that working class white men, GOP bait.
Sagar thinks he has Republican friends. Hang on, I don't know if Sagar's checked the color of his skin lately. Has he noticed that his skin is brown? Just so you know, Sagar, those people that you think are your Republican friends, they fucking hate you. They talk shit about your race behind your back, and they wouldn't have you over for dinner, motherfucker. Just so you know about your Republican friends, Sagar, you cuck bitch.
Are the number one opponents, actually, of unassisted cash welfare.
And what I just said, that's exactly what's going through Crystal's mind right now as he says my Republican friends. She's like, oh, Sagar, you sucker in Jetty. Oh, my God. Uh-oh, I hit the wrong button. I do that sometimes. I'm sorry. Here we go. We're back. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I hit the wrong button. My bad. I hate, because that'll make me start dropping frames.
And more. You could talk to your blue in the face about studies, and a lot of people just don't care. So I just don't know whether this changing politics or not. Right?
Well, here's what I'm afraid of, and this is what I currently see unfolding.
Let me explain to you what Sagar has learned how to do. when almost everything that you say is bullshit and you get pushback from it, you learn how to filibuster. You learn how to talk a lot about things that no one's going to disagree with. So you get talking time. That's all Sauger does most of the time. He finds things. Man, I was listening to Rachel Maddow this morning, which I never do, but I was in the shower and I had watched this and it came on next. So I just let the Rachel Maddow play. And when I listen to her, she does the exact same things. She fucking talks a lot about things that don't matter. So nobody can fucking can disagree with her. She's just telling you the facts of the situation, but she spends a lot of time doing it, so she gets a lot of talking time. She's getting paid like $30,000 an hour, some crazy amount of money. So she's a puppet, man. She's just like she's like an assassin. Hey, they do bad things, but they make a lot of money, so they're going to go out and kill people they don't know. Who knows if they've got kids? They don't care. They're getting paid a lot of money. She's an assassin. She's an assassin of the truth. A lot of people are, man. A lot of people are assassins of the truth. As long as you pay them enough money, they'll say whatever the fuck you tell them to say. Every single motherfucker over there at Fox News is an assassin. All these motherfuckers at CNN, they're all fucking assassins. They don't give a fuck what they're actually saying. They're just reading it off a page and they're doing the fucking narrative that the higher-ups are telling them to do. And the higher-ups are getting orders from Exxon and Big Pharma and the giant fucking real estate holders like Goldman Sachs. Anybody that you can see the war, big war, anybody that's advertising. I'm thinking of the commercials. You know, Big Poison. Anybody that all the medications that advertise, oh yeah, you want this, you want that, you want Xarelto, you want this and that. Those are the people that dictate the news that we get. That's been proven time and time and time again. We're never getting the information that we should be getting. That is why I always recommend that you listen to Breaking Points, Kyle Kullinski, Jimmy Dore, Ben fucking Shapiro. You want to watch those fucking righties, you know, if you trust that shit, go right ahead, but get your news off of the mainstream media. And every once in a while, tune into mainstream media too, as I do. And learn to tell the difference. Learn to look at people and know when they're fucking lying to you. Listen to them and look at their words and listen to the strength of their voice. Look at their physicality and see if their posture is straight. See if they're slouching off a little bit. Learn body language, man. Learn eye contact. Learn all of these things, and you'll learn them just by watching people that are lying to you all the time. And remember what they looked like when they were lying to you. You'll be able to apply that in the future. Okay? So just pay attention, man, and you guys will be able to pull that shit apart. And it is important. You know why some of this shit's important right here? Because the news that I bring to you guys, a lot of it comes from these three people. You need to know when these motherfuckers are slipping. And I know when they're slipping. Trust me, I know when they're slipping. I know when they're playing narrative. I know when they're obfuscating and they're not giving you all the facts. I know when they're fucking cherry picking. And I know when they're being racist cunts. And they want to ignore people like me that tell them that the word marijuana is racist. But that's okay. We're going to get into that in a minute.
What I'm afraid of is now the rhetoric in D.C. is going to catch up to the polling data and the people. Where now politicians will go out there and talk about how, hey, I'm helping you out. Hey, I expanded the child tax credit. Hey, I wanted to cut you a stimulus check. Hey, I wanted to give you this sort of money and that sort of money. So the rhetoric is going to catch up. In the same way that the rhetoric of like the left is winning is catching up and Biden's the new FDR is catching up. So they're now changing the narrative in terms of how this stuff is discussed. But again, substantively, not much is changing. So now the trick is like, just believe our words about how left we are and about how much we're helping you and about how much cash we're doling out. But in terms of our actions, it's going to lag way behind. And this is sort of a way, especially with left Congress people, to sort of like pat them on the back and be like, you guys are doing a great job. I hope you know how much you're influencing President Biden. I mean, he's
Hey, Josh, I like Totals and Tattoos. Kelly, are you still here?
totally bending to your will in every way. And then, of course, it's just status quo business.
Why, you Beaslin? Look at all those flames. I love candles and flames together. That's my new favorite.
As usual, and these people can't wait to have their ego stroke. So the second they get their ego stroke, they forget how to fight.
You better watch that shit, Enoch. You keep doing that in the live stream. I'm gonna grab my guitar and start playing it, bro. You better be careful.
For any of these things. So it's actually the worst of all worlds. Because Reaganomics continues, but you have the rhetoric
Okay, you're still here.
sounding
Good.
more progressive, and people sort of being deluded into the idea that
I wanted to make sure that I wasn't boring you with all this information and news. That's why I asked.
we've already won a lot of these left-wing battles, even though the main ones are nowhere to be seen.
Well, so how do you reflect on, as one of the founders of the Justice Democrats, you know, the people who have been elected as part of that movement to, you know, challenge the Democratic establishment?
Hey, Lest.
In the Biden era, certainly, especially, I think this
Good
is
morning,
the
Dom.
one that was most disheartening to me, like with the
Thank
Capitol.
you for the 3, bro.
Providing
Yeah.
the votes to serve power and serve the Democratic establishment.
Oh, look.
agenda. is it just
I have a feeling that I've skipped over people this morning because this is what happens when I'm talking. So let me go back. And if you guys are in here and I've missed you, I apologize. I want to say hello to each and every one of you. Josh, Randy, Alex Cerna, hello. Debbie, four-name girl, Alex. I got notified. He said Karen, Megsy, Randy, Steve Running, hello. Ty online, I didn't say hello to you. Hello, Ty. Alan Bluedorn, I didn't say hello to you. Hello. Karen, Megsy, Nick, Josh, Nick, Steven, Josh, Enoch, Josh. Heavy P, you're 6'3", 260? Fucking trendy Marines, bro. I love it. Heavy P, you're my friend, bro, right? 6'3", 260. Yeah, Heavy P might be knocking on y'all's door. Just be cool. Dropped 143. Steven Running, you've lost 143 pounds, or you're down to 143. Yes, Nay, I have 2 tattoos. Josh, Randy, Megsy, Josh, Nick Brown, 6 feet tall, weigh 150. I'm a damn stick. Nick, what's up, buddy? Hash, what's up, buddy? Why you beasling? Welcome to the 225 club. Hash, how tall are you? Oh my God, you weigh 225, bro? We're fixing you, bro. You're my new project. All right, because you and I are supposed to be twins, and I weigh 170 and you weigh 225. How fucking tall are you, bro? We're getting on that right now. Shane, what's up? Oh yeah, you will see a crazy improvement from I3 to I7. I can't wait. I spy a beazle. Hey, you want to see the beazle? Why you beazling, beazle? Why you my beazle? Why you beazling, beazle? I love you. I know I'm talking to the people. I'm talking to the people about you. He's like, Daddy acts weird when he sits at that table and those computer screens are on. He has no idea why. He's like, what is Daddy doing up there? He's like, he's acting all weird when he does that. It's like he's a totally different person. I don't even know who that guy is. That's not my daddy. That's another person. I love my beazle. I love you so much. I gotta give you a kissy. Hey, get kissy. He's like, no kissy. Can I get kissy? Can I get a kissy? You don't love your daddy? Rogie, do you love your daddy? Can I get kissy? Are you embarrassed? He's like, I don't do kissies on video. He's like, I know people are watching. There's nobody watching. It's just me and you, Beazle. You can give me a kissy. Can you get a kissy? No, I don't have something for you. I want a kissy. No kissy? Yeah, like every time I get close to him, his head goes like this. He gets away from me. I fucking love him. Oh, he reminds me of me when I was a little kid. My cousin Mark had a beard, tried to kiss me, and I'd like get away from him. I'd be, no! I'd start crying because his beard scared me. Yeah, I was scared of beards when I was a little kid. Well, my cousin Mark's beard I was scared of. For some reason. And no one ever knew why, and I don't know why either. You know, I can't really remember what was going through my head. After military, I joined Enoch, YU Beaslin. I was 150 whole my life. After military, 200, 225 club. Hash, cheers, Enoch. God, in the military, you gained weight. You'd think you'd lose it, right? I could smell that crap pile from Kyle. Which guy was the UFO interviewer? The guy we don't like? Which guy was the UFO interviewer? The guy we don't like, lol. You guys are so funny. The guy we don't like. I love you guys. Are so fucking team players. I fucking love it. We don't like. The guy we don't like. He's almost pulling a Britney Spears with that hair. Kyle is. Fact enough, because I got notified for Facebook, not any YouTube. Megze. Good morning, Mike Carter. Mike Carter. Enoch, I hate the way that dude talks. Face you want to punch, right? We saw that. I'm glad I caught up on the chat. I missed a lot of your chats, and I apologize, guys. I hope nobody left because I didn't read your chat yet. I just love your opinions. Thanks, Josh G. Good. Well, you can ask me a question anytime. Just keep it real with me so I can keep it real with you. That's all I ask. Josh, Dom, Randy, Lest, Enoch. With a good time, you know I love when you jam out. Aw, thanks, brother. Hey. Sean McGahee, I lost 45 pounds. I got divorced. Lol. Good morning, Dom, Randy, Enoch. Oh, look at that bobblehead. Okay, we're all caught up. Heavy P gave me a 3. I love that rhymes. All right, back to Sagar and Crystal and Kyle.
That we need to keep trying in that direction, and eventually maybe Nina Turner gets there, you've got some leadership, or do you think that model in general is just not workable or not a success?
So I have ideas and preferences as to what I think is the best and what I think is more likely to work. But substantively, I think you really need to do an all of the above approach. And when I say that, I mean, yes, you have to still try to take over at least one of the two major parties. Yes, people who are trying for a third party route, even though I think it's largely fruitless and they're going to do terribly, I think they should still go down that path. And I also think effectively like almost anti-politics roles.
Like, he got into a thing the other day with the guy who started the People's Party. And I got to tell you something. I don't like him. I don't like the guy who started the People's Party. He strikes me as one of those phony social justice-y kind of people that is only keeping it real because society is telling him to. It doesn't feel like he's reached any conclusions on his own. I'm talking about the People's Party guy, that scrawny kid. He doesn't seem like a leader. He seems unsure of himself. And I hate I got to just tell you right off the bat, guys, I'm going to be honest with you guys, and you might not like this, but I don't like how feminine the guy is. He strikes me as very effeminate, and I find that as a leader, somebody who has a leadership role just on a podcast, I find that weak. I find it a show of weakness, and I don't want to listen to anything he has to say with his little lispy, wispy voice and his very slight appearance. Now, you can say that I'm a racist. You can call me misogynist, or you could say that I'm anti-gay or homophobic or whatever, and I'm okay. After what I just said, I don't care if you say any of those things to me. I'm looking at him as a leader. I'm looking at him as somebody who's trying to pull people together and start a movement. And if you really want my honest opinion, motherfucker needs to step down and get somebody with a fucking ball sack or an actual vagina to run the goddamn movement. Not him. Because he's such a pussy. Okay? Now, you guys could come at me. You could be upset with me all you want. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, Nick Brana. That guy's name, Nick Brana. Yeah, I have a total problem with that his appearance, the fact that he's so slight in appearance, that he's so wishy-washy, and he's just he just seems like the kind of kid at the bus stop that everybody gets away from, and he stands by himself because nobody wants to be around him. He just strikes me as that kind of a person, man. You know, he has no, he's got no charisma. The man is charisma-less. And you're trying to fucking do a movement, bro? I mean, Kyle Kullinski's got charisma. You know, even Sagar has fucking charisma, bro. You know, Crystal has charisma. She's got charisma all over her. I can't take my eyes off of her. Whether she's just sitting there with her fucking perfect posture, you know, and her fucking badass goddamn guns. That inspired me to get guns. I saw Crystal's arms and I went like this one day and I go, dude, my arms have to be bigger than Crystal's. You know, my arms have to be bigger than Crystal's. I need to start doing something. She looks fantastic and she's got charisma. You know, Nick Brana, dude, you're a fucking pussy and you shouldn't be. And you want to know why your movement is failing? A lot of it has to do with you because you're not going to bring in people like me. You know, you're not going to bring in people that look at your appearance and are not impressed. You know, start working out, bro. And start talking like a fucking man. You know, quit being a fucking wishy-washy, in-between, whatever. You know, have you ever had sex before? Have you decided whether you're gay or heterosexual? You know, if you were full-on gay and you were proud of being gay and you acted full-on gay, which I think Nick Brana might be gay. You know, it's none of my business. But, you know, if you were just more gay, I would have a lot more, I'd have a lot more respect for you. But I think you're kind of playing that sexuality game, you know, that kind of hard to figure out what you are. You want to be, on one day you want to be more like a feminine, on another day you want to be more male. Are you one of those people? You're gender fluid. Is that what you are? Are you gender fluid? And I think that's what it is. I think that's the term, gender fluid. And those of you who are gender fluid, hey man, you guys can be whatever the fuck you want. And if you're confused about your gender, I understand. But just remember, if you're gender fluid and you're trying to lead people, you're going to confuse the fuck out of them. Okay? I'm still an old-fashioned kind of guy. And you could come down on me and you could put this all over the internet and you could try to say I'm anti-gay or that I don't like women or that I've got a problem with femininity in men or whatever. Yeah, I do. When somebody's trying to lead me and he seems like a guy can just come over and push him over, you know, and fucking, this guy, what's his name again? Nick Brana reminds me of the kind of guy at the bus stop that another kid gets behind him and gets on the ground on all fours and another kid gets in front of him and pushes him over the other guy. That's the kind of guy Nick Brana reminds me of. That's not the guy I want leading me. I mean, even I got some charisma. I can play the bongos while I'm sitting here telling you about. Even Bernie Sanders got fucking charisma, man. I love it. He's like a grandfather figure. He's a leader figure. He's a father figure. He's fucking awesome. You know, even Donald Trump has charisma. Yeah. Even Donald Trump has leadership qualities. I fucking hate him, and I hate his fucking leadership qualities, and I don't like them, but at the same time, he's got leadership qualities. He understands how to command a room of people. He understands how to keep your attention. He understands how to promote shit. Nick Brana couldn't promote the fucking, the greatest show on earth. He wouldn't know how to do it. He couldn't promote fucking, you know, the UFOs are landing tomorrow. They've come to me and they've told me about it. Nick Brana wouldn't know how to promote anything. You know, I've got a serious problem with the leader of that movement. And if he got knocked down and it got taken over by somebody with some balls, they'd have more of my support. But at the same time, I can't be too excited about something that I don't fully believe in. Kyle Kullinski, and I know this was a long walk, and I'm sorry, but this is the point. Kyle Kullinski says the same thing. He's like, hey, Nick, I support your movement. I really do. I just don't think you're going to fucking do anything with it, bro. I think you're wasting your fucking time. I'm not telling you not to do it if that's what you're passionate about. I'm just saying, hey, man, I think the Democrats and the Republicans are going to be way more established in 10 years than your People's Party. I don't think, and that's another thing that I didn't like about it, the fact that it was called the People's Party. It reminds me of something from Russia. The People's Party. Okay, comrade from Russia. You know, we're all going to call ourselves comrade and act like we're Russians and call ourselves the People's Party. I don't know, man. It completely rubbed me the wrong way. But then again, I'm a dinosaur, and I can remember when Russia was actually our enemy. When we considered, well, they painted Russia to be our enemy, and I believe that narrative, and I still have some of that. So, yeah, I don't want to be part of something called the People's Party. It's fucking stupid. Led by Nick doesn't know what fucking gender he is, Brana. Let's move on, shall we? Does anybody know what gender Nick Brana is? Seriously, I really don't know. I'm just kind of curious. Because if he was gay and he's acting that way, I'd have way more respect for him. Way more. It's just, I don't know. I mean, if you're gay, I want you to act gay. Seriously. If you're a gay man, you know, I want you to act like this, and I want you to lisp, and I want you to put your hand up like this, and I want you to flirt with men that are heterosexual and say, oh, you're so sweet, you're so funny, and I want you to be real. Is that how you feel? Keep it real. Are you hiding your homosexuality from us, Nick? We can tell, man. You're a phony. I don't like it. Be gay, bro. If you're gay, be gay, bro. Let it out. Get out of the fucking closet, bro. Just be yourself, man. That's all I'm saying. Where the fuck is my chat at? Are you guys not inspired by this? Do you guys disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Anything? Do you want me to keep talking? Do you want me to fucking shut the live stream off? What? Is anybody here? Is anybody here at all? I've literally been talking since... Oh, hi, Shelly. 8 minutes. Not a single chat's come through in 8 minutes. You guys know how I feel about that shit. You agree with me? Okay, that's good. I'm glad you agree. Thank you.
Work too.
I mean, that's good to know. It's good to know that my fucking audience agrees with me. Let me know. Let me know when you fucking agree with me. All right? Give me some goddamn kudos over here. Nobody else is talking. Who else is going to call Nick Brano out on his fucking sexuality on the internet? Nobody, because they're all pussies and they're scared to. We're not allowed to discuss gender. Fuck you. You're going to be a leader of a movement. We're going to discuss it.
Where you got directly involved building unions, some sort of general strike, large protest movements, fighting on specific issues, even at the state level and the local level. I think that's the path forward. In terms of grading Justice Democrats and how they did, I think they've been a miserable failure. And the reason I think they've been a miserable
Now, Kyle Kullinski and Cenk Uygur created the Justice Democrats. They include AOC, Rashida Tlaib, and a few others. And the whole point was to go there, disrupt what's going on in politics in Washington, so the left can start getting some of the things and the independents can get some of the things that they fucking have been asking for. Medicare for all, UBI, cannabis legalization, all of these things. That's why Kyle created the Justice Democrats. What Kyle found out the hard way was anytime you send anybody to Washington to do your bidding, they get bought off by big corporations, they don't do your bidding, and they give you the big finger and they make you look like an asshole. Now, Kyle's been made to look like an asshole, and the whole goddamn internet community is jumping on him, me included, for being a sucker for so long. And now he's finally seeing that the sky has fallen, and he's finally owning up to it.
Failure is because I know, as a co-founder of Justice Democrats, the whole idea was you are going to be a Tea Party of the left. I want you to hold the Democratic leadership just as accountable as you hold the Republican leadership.
Which they never did, and they went there and they started calling Nancy Pelosi Mama Bear. Oh, Mama Bear. Oh, I love Mama Bear. Mama Bear does this for me. Mama Bear scratches my back when it itches. Mama Bear's hooking me up with all the big corporations. Mama Bear's making me wealthy. I'm driving a Tesla. Oh, AOC's driving a Tesla now, everybody. Yeah, great. Good for you.
Because famously, John Mayer hated the Tea
And can I just say this? Cunt.
Party just as much as he hated the Democrats and hated Obama.
They drove him out of Congress.
That's exactly right.
So
he wrote a book 10 years later being like, screw you.
They don't even have the correct strategy being implemented right now. It's not even that they're doing the strategy I want and they're doing it poorly. They're just not even doing the strategy. If they were doing the strategy, they would find maneuvers they could use. Like, for example...
That's because all politicians are bad, folks. Every single fucking politician out there is bad. If they want your vote, then they want money from corporations. They don't want to do your bidding. They just see an opportunity to make themselves wealthy, and they couldn't give a fuck about you. Kyle is still struggling with this because he's still political. And so is Jimmy Dore, and so is Ron Placone, and so is Graham Elwood, and so is Lee Camp. Wait. Just wait for it. The day is going to come when they're no longer political, when they realize that they've been wasting their breath and their time and their audience's time, and they're going to realize, look, man, we need to let go finally. We have to cut our losses with politics. And we got to start looking towards Nay's Garden for guidance on living off grid. We need to start learning how to live our lives independently from the government, because the government's not going to do anything for us, because even the people that we put in, that we install, are getting bought off and ignoring us. They're not doing our bidding. So what do? You go off grid, you learn how to live off grid, you learn how to support yourself, you learn how to build structures in communities, doctors, hospitals, everything that you're going to need without the government, infrastructure building, home repairing, all of that, road building, all of that shit, and you get it handled locally, and you get people to come move into your area. You attract other people with those skills that you need. Let's say you're in a county like mine and you don't have a brain surgeon, so you seek one out and you say, hey, if you come here, you're going to have chickens, you're going to have food, we'll give you a house, we're going to put you up. If somebody needs brain surgery, we need you here to perform brain surgery. Shit like that. We're like, well, where are you going to get brain surgery when you need it? Well, this is how. There's ways to figure this out. And as long as people like Kyle Kullinski and Rising, the kids over there, Crystal and Sagar, Breaking Points now, are focusing on manipulating politicians instead of manipulating their own lives to the point that you can survive on your own without the government, boy, oh boy, we are taking so many steps backwards with these people right now. The reason why I'm watching them is because millions and millions and millions of people are watching all of these people that I have mentioned, okay? Graham, Lee, Ronnie, Jimmy, Kyle, Sagar, Crystal, and so many more that I haven't mentioned, even Jackson, all of these people. They've got millions and millions, and I have to get through to them if I want to reach millions and millions of people, because I only have 20 people watching my show at a time. And that is fucking pathetic. At the same time, I'm used to it. But the message is here. It's available. And if you guys agree with me, if you agree that Kyle Kullinski, Sagar and Crystal, the Young Turks, Jimmy, Ronnie, and all of them are wasting their time trying to get politicians to do their bidding, and they should instead start shifting their focus over to how to live off grid, away from the government. If you think that's important, then there's something you can do about it. And you guys know what. I'm not even going to tell you what. You guys do your stuff. And here's the message. So let's keep going.
Example, there's enough of them to block all legislation. Why don't you block all legislation and say, I'm not going to stop blocking it until Joe Biden takes out his pen and legalizes marijuana through executive order, because he can do that. I'm also going to say...
He said marijuana. Kyle, you're a fucking racist. Let's listen to Kyle be racist over and over again. Let's slow this down. I want you to hear Kyle be a racist, okay? This is Kyle intentionally using a word that he knows is fucking racist.
Legislation.
Right.
Why don't you block all legislation and say, I'm not going to stop blocking it until Joe Biden takes out his pen and legalizes marijuana through
Racist.
Legalizing marijuana.
Racist.
And legalizing marijuana.
Racist.
And legalizing marijuana.
Racist.
And legalizing marijuana.
Racist.
And legalizing marijuana.
Racist. You're a fucking racist, Kyle. Everybody knows that the word marijuana was made up by William Randolph Hearst, okay? Somebody made up the N-word too, Kyle, okay? They both have an origin. Just because the words have an origin doesn't mean that they're not fucking racist. You idiot. You fucking knowing racist. You are intentionally using the word marijuana, and I've told you 1,000,000 times that that word is fucking racist, and so are you, you fucking Nazi. Kyle is a fucking racist. That's why he's got his little Nazi fucking haircut, and that's why he refuses to use the word cannabis, because Kyle Kullinski is a fucking racist, and he's racist against Hispanics. Just so you all know, Kyle Kullinski is a fucking racist. Let's keep moving on here.
Not through executive order, because he can do that. I'm also going to say, you have to at least eliminate $50,000 worth of student debt. In reality, you should do all of it, but he has the legal authority to do it.
Kyle, why don't you, anytime you have to talk about African Americans or black people, why don't you just use the N-word, Kyle? Huh? Isn't that weird? You won't use the N-word to refer to black people, but you'll use the M-word to refer to cannabis? Wow, you're a fucking racist cunt. Wow. You can't correct that one word in your speech, Kyle? Really? You have to keep it racist? Wow, you're so fucking offensive.
Through executive
You are so fucking detrimental to the cannabis fucking movement.
order. So if you really want to play the kind of politics that I'm in favor of, that's what you fucking do.
I like that he's cursing. That's what you fucking do. Yeah, curse, bro. Curse. That's what I taught you to do fucking 10 years ago. And it's about time you're letting it all go. And you know why he's cursing? Because he's not on the Kyle Kullinski show. He's on what's it called? Not Rising. I forgot. Breaking Points. He's on Breaking Points. So while he's on Breaking Points, he can say fucking, it's great. He's cursing on Secular Talk too. And I love it. Serious Boris says, hey boy, who are you? I am Trendy Nay. I started a cannabis-based show on YouTube about 10 years ago or so. Started going live probably about 6 or 7 years ago, 3 times a day. I've been doing that ever since. I am one of the most well-known cannabis YouTubers in the world. And my channel has been since taken down and then reinstated by YouTube. And I've been fighting the algorithms ever since. Fighting the algorithms and my attitude and my cursing that people get so turned off by. But I can't help it because that's what I do when I get angry. And I curse a lot, And so I get algorithmed. But I guarantee you this, Serious Boris, you come in here, you watch this show, you're going to find me to be the realest podcaster that you've ever seen. I call everybody out. And I also support a lot of people politically, socially, environmentally, as far as cannabis is related, medically. I teach people how to lose weight. I teach people about cryptocurrency. We talk about so many different things on here. So that's who I am, Serious Boris. I hope that helps you. Welcome to the show. 'Cause
Because guess what? Even if the media attacks you, and they're going to attack you, you can fucking fight back. These people are scared of their own shadow. Like, oh my God, CNN came after me. Their -8 fans are gonna hate me. I don't give a fuck. Fight back. Say, I'm fighting for the people.
I remember when the Tea Party was willing to hold up the...
Do you see Crystal going, he's already said fuck 3 times. We're going to get algorithmed. That's what she's thinking right now. He is here and he's destroying our podcast.
full faith and credit of the United States.
Yeah.
That's over like literally like a moderate increase.
I don't know what kind of coffee he's drinking, but I want some.
So, is that? Do you think that that's like inevitable? Are these personal failings specific to these individual lawmakers?
Is cannabis a catalyst? Okay, Google. I don't have my Google on. I don't know if cannabis is a catalyst. You know, a catalyst is something in chemistry that encourages chemical reaction. So I guess it is, because when you take cannabis into your body, I would say that the THC is a catalyst because it connects to your, I'm just doing this, guys. I'm not a scientist. But when your THC connects with your THC receptors that are on the cells, there's a chemical reaction, and it makes your pain go away. So I would say that, yeah, THC is a catalyst. And I would say that all of those things that are in the entourage effect that are in cannabis serve as catalysts as well. They are mechanisms for transporting and delivering that THC to your cells. Yeah, cannabis is a catalyst. 100% now. I'm 100% sure.
Makers, or is this just like the system is always going to create this?
You use it as a catalyst in food products. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know about using it as a catalyst in food products. You would use milk or oil, Brian, as a catalyst to extract or to liquefy or emulsify, right, the THC. But the THC itself, while you're cooking, isn't the catalyst. The milk and the oil is the catalyst. Do you understand that? Brian, I don't think you know what a catalyst is. I think you're misunderstanding what a catalyst is.
Outcome for the lab.
That's a great
Not in cooking. On the cellular level in your body, yes. Cooking, no. I don't think cannabis is a catalyst.
question. So it's both. It's both things. I think there are both individual failings, and I think it's systemic as well. Where I differ from some of my lefty friends.
And Brian, I really hate when people say things in my live stream like they're fact, like you're stating shit like you're fact. I hate that shit, bro. So please don't do that. If you don't know what you're talking about, don't say, yes, sir, and act like you know what you're fucking talking about. You don't know, bro. Are you a fucking chemist, Brian? Who are you?
Is that a lot of people like to argue that, like, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar and fill in the blank with whatever Justice Democrat, they're now corrupt. Just
Hey, Nay, yesterday you said you have billions of dollars. No, Julian, yesterday I said I'm a millionaire. But, okay, you may have misunderstood. You may have misunderstood the B and the M. That's okay. Yeah, I'm a millionaire, bro. What's up? Did I get it from my Jewish lineage or am I self-made? How do you get millions of dollars from your Jewish lineage? How does that work exactly, Julian? How does that work? Let me know.
it's like Nancy Pelosi. No, words have meaning. The word corrupt means something very specific. You're taking money from certain donors and you're doing favors for them. Corrupt means something very specific. You're taking money from certain donors and you're doing favors for them. Meaning. The word corrupt means something very specific. You're taking money.
Notice how Kyle Kullinski starts to look at the camera, and then as he lies about the definition for corruption, he has to look away because he's not a very good liar. Now I'm going to play this in slow motion, and I want you guys to notice as Kyle looks away as he lies to you. He's literally going to look away from you as he's telling you the lie.
Nancy Pelosi. No, words have meaning.
And
The word corrupt means...
what's so funny is that he says words have meaning. He's literally just setting up this fucking whole lie. Yeah, Kyle, words do have meaning, and you're about to give us an incorrect definition for corrupt. He's not going to, and this is what my dad used to tell me. He's like, okay, you're giving me half the truth and you're not going to give me the whole truth. You're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. So if you take a definition... if you take a definition for a word, you said you received the warehouses from inheritance. No, I didn't, Julian. I didn't. See, you're misunderstanding me, Julian. My parents are still alive. I never said I received the warehouses from inheritance. What I did say was that when I was younger, my father asked me if I had any money, and I had about $5,000 in the bank at the time, and he said, would you like to invest that $5,000 in a single share of stock with my warehouses? And I would buy more shares and more shares and more shares, and today I'm a millionaire, and you're fucking poor, and you hate it, and you can't handle it, and the fact that I'm a millionaire makes your penis feel that big, because it probably already is. Goodbye. Let's keep going, because this is fucking classic right here.
Means something very specific.
Yeah, words mean something very specific. So I'm going to go ahead and risk the whole show here to bring up my stupid fucking phone, and I'm going to let you hear the full definition of corrupt that Kyle Kullinski won't give you, because it defines his behaviors over the last month or so. So he won't give you the full definition. Kyle Kullinski is like Donald Trump. Climate change, it's a Chinese hoax. You know, he thinks that if he changes the definition or the meaning of something, that the whole world's going to believe it. And if he repeats this fake definition of corruption, then you're going to assume that Kyle Kullinski isn't fucking corrupt. But he is! All right, here we go. Let me see how long it takes me to log into my phone. Oh, this time it worked. Okay, good. All right. Okay, Google. Corrupt definition. Fucking cunts. Okay, Google. Corrupt definition. I have such great bandwidth here. I'm sure your phones have already read it out twice, right? Okay, Google. You're a dumb cunt. Okay, Google. Suck my dick. Can't reach Google at the moment. Huh, I wonder why. C-O-R-R-U-P-T, deaf.
Corrupt.
Having or showing a willingness to act dishonestly in return for money or, what's it say? What's it say? Or, what? Personal gain. I'm going to put that right over Kyle's head. Personal gain. Money or personal gain. Oh, Kyle, you might not be getting money from the Young Turks, but by you defending Anna Kasparian and lying for her, you're definitely getting personal gain. You fucking lying piece of shit. All right? That is not the definition of corrupt. And you are a fuckstick for thinking that someone like me is going to let this slip. He's literally lying to everybody, trying to say this is what corrupt means, when all of you literally have the ability to pull up the definition of corrupt on your fucking smartphones. I think I made my point. But at the same time, I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. What do you think about Kyle Kullinski acting like Donald Trump, making up his own definitions for words? How do you guys feel about that? The guy that I'm always telling you that I love and you should always watch his channel because he keeps it real. And now he's telling you that corrupt means, oh, you're accepting money for lying for somebody. Oh, you're accepting money. That's what corrupt means? Oh, what about personal gain?
You're taking money from certain donors and you're doing favors for them. Corrupt, just like Nancy Pelosi. No, words have meaning, just like Nancy Pelosi. No, words have meaning. No, words have meaning. No, words have meaning. 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 Words have meaning.
And that's why Kyle Kullinski should look up the definition for the word corrupt. Because then he's going to find out the meaning for corrupt means not only accepting money, but as well as personal gain. And when you're sitting here saying that Jimmy Dore, who you don't get any real personal gain from, right, is guilty of sexually harassing Anna Kasparian, who was sexually harassing Jimmy, and Jimmy was only saying, hey, you're sexually harassing me, you fucking dumb cunt. And for you to spin that narrative into somehow Jimmy is sexually harassing a harasser, you're gaining your status with the Young Turks, who you view as to be more powerful with their big 5 million subscribers. They got 5 million subscribers to Jimmy Dore's 1 million. So you're going to go with the 5 million because you're corrupt, Kyle Kullinski. Hey, Kyle Kullinski, guess what? You're corrupt. You're literally lying for personal gain. That's corrupt, and you're it.
The word corrupt means something very specific.
Yes, it does.
You're taking money from certain donors.
Or you're receiving personal gain. You're leaving that off.
And you're doing favors for them.
Which is exactly what you're doing when you try to say that Anna Kasparian is somehow a victim of being slut-shamed by Jimmy Dore. Bullshit. She already was a slut. Number one. Number two, she was sexually harassing Jimmy. Number three, all he did was point out the facts that she was sexually harassing him.
That's what corrupt means. They're not doing that. They're not corrupt. They're just simply not the same as Nancy Pelosi.
So aren't they receiving personal gain, Kyle? Now we're talking about the squad. So it's interesting. We're talking about Kyle. He's talking about the squad. Now we're going to talk about the squad. The squad's not corrupt? Really? Then why wouldn't they be doing your bidding, Kyle? They must be getting something for what they're doing, right? Because they went there under the whole task. Their whole mission was to do what you said that they were going to do. So now that they're not doing that, they're not doing their job, which is why they were sent there, why you got everybody to vote for them and got them installed in office. And instead, they're just going along with the flow. I wonder why that is. Well, maybe they're not getting money, but maybe they are receiving personal gain. And now, Kyle, you can understand yourself what the definition of corrupt means. You can be accepting money or you can be receiving personal gain, Kyle Kullinski. I'm smarter than you, Kyle, because I know the definition of corrupt and you don't. I win the test, and you fail the whole goddamn year, man. You fail the fucking semester, bro, and I win the test. So you guys should all be watching my show, because I know the definition of corrupt, and Kyle Kullinski doesn't. Not that any of you watch his show anyway. Even though I beg you to, and I know you won't, because you guys are great. I know, you guys are like, dude, we're not going to watch him. He's fucking corrupt. I love you for that. I do. You want to get the information right from me. I'm going to start listening to y'all. I'm going to start realizing that really, you guys might be right. I love that you guys have the ability to go check my sources, and I want you to. But if you want to take my word for it, you want to treat me more like a cult leader and just take my word for everything, I have enough confidence in what I'm telling you that even when I'm wrong, it's not going to be that bad of a deal when I get things wrong, because somebody's going to come along and point it out, and I will always admit it if they can show it to me. I will always be along. Jewy Tenpenny. All right, I'll answer this question, Jewy Tenpenny, before I block you from my live stream. Nay, you said your father gave you a share of the warehouses. No, I never said that. I love how this guy puts words in my mouth. No, he didn't give them to me. I bought a share for $5,000, which is what I just told you. And you want to know where my father got them? Okay, that's easy. My father used to own a company. It was called the Orlando Chair Corporation. And they did really well, and they made a lot of money doing that. And after a while, they decided to switch over to another business. So my father took the capital that he had in Orlando Chair. He went to a bank and got a loan, right? and then secured a mortgage on some property, and he paid some contractors to build actually the first warehouse. He didn't have to get contractors. He got a mortgage and he purchased an already built warehouse from another company. That's how people, no, not a Jewish loan, from a bank, Jewy. All right, now enjoy your block. Now go fuck off. We're going to go back into art. This is great. I love this because it gives me a chance to brag about my family business. I would never bring this shit up if some little troll cunt wasn't coming in here and asking me questions. So thank you. I will gladly brag all day about my family business, bro. So try to troll me some more, man. You're just making me happy. And you know what else? I'm glad we're doing it during this segment because this segment's probably going to get watched a little bit more. So the fact that I get to brag about my family finances to respond to some little troll bitch is just making me happier. So go ahead. Let me brag about it some more, motherfucker. Go ahead. People are just going to love that information. How did this guy get money? I'll tell you how. Oh, that's cool, man. Thanks for keeping it real. I was wondering that. Anytime. No big deal. How many millionaires will tell you how they made their money? Let me know. Let me know when you find that. Let me know when you find that. And you don't have to pay some millionaire for his course on how to be a millionaire. I'll literally just tell you right to your fucking face. Why? Because I'm keeping it real. I'm not trying to fucking make a profit off of, my wealth or a profit off of anything that I have to offer. I never am. Why should I? I don't need to. I make plenty of money off my warehouses. Lots.
You're fucking factually wrong if you make that case. But they do have DC brain, which is basically a rotten brain where you get there and you're involved in the culture, you're surrounded by these people.
Right. And Kyle, why couldn't you have had the foresight like I had that was exactly what was going to happen to all of those people that you sent to Washington? As you are painful to listen to, well, Adam Taylor, allow me to remove your pain. There you go. Pain-free. That's what I do, man. I take people's pain away all day. Wasn't that great, man? Go watch some Kyle Kullinski, bro. Have a nice life.
These are people you fucking eat lunch with and see every day, and you learn their personal
Thank
stories.
you, Karen.
And so now,
Karen says, Nay, you always keep it real. That's what I love about your show. Thank you, Karen. Thank you.
group thing takes over. And you don't want to be the sore thumb that sticks out. You don't want to be the sore thumb that sticks out, because guess what? If you do the sort of grandstanding, fighting politics that I want you to do, everybody's going to fucking hate you. Everybody in D.C. is going to hate you. Everybody in the media is going to hate you. It's a lonely fucking world. So guess what? That's where the individual failing comes in, because even though it's really hard and you're really pushed in the direction of don't do anything, don't rock the boat, that's why we sent you there. So you have to stand up and fight.
No, they don't have to stand up and fight, Kyle. All they have to do is say, thank you, Kyle Kullinski, for putting me in here, and now I'm going to take all the money, and I'm going to drive a fucking Tesla, and I'm going to have the fancy fucking purse that I walk around with on my shoulder, the expensive Gucci shoes. That's AOC now. She's a money hoe now, bro. She's a high-paid hoe. She's a high-class hoe, bro, and you're her pimp. You're her pimp, Kyle. How does it feel, motherfucker? Boy, are you a sucker. Think of all the time and energy and effort you put into all that squad, bro. You got cucked like a bitch, and now they're fucking you up your ass and making you watch.
You have to be willing to be hated by all of them.
I will just say again, the Tea Party didn't give a shit, and they were fine. Yeah. Joe, you remember Joe Wilson, the guy who shouted, "You lie," at Obama? Yeah. He made $1 million in a single day. So politically, this strategy works. You just have to be willing to fight for something. So anyways, Kyle, we really appreciate you joining us, man. I think
Okay, we've got more than this. So stick around for the next segment, all right? There's a doctor. There's a doctor that I found on YouTube. It came up because I was in the shower and it was on autoplay. What? That's weird. What? That's weird. Twitter looks weird. Okay, so this is a video I saw. It was about deadly black fungus in India, and it's from COVID. So he's got some tips that you guys should all be listening to. I put it on Twitter. If you follow Nays Garden on Twitter, then you already saw this video. If you do not follow Nays Garden on Twitter, you're missing out on the primer for this show that'll get you ready. And if you watch those, you'll be like, I wonder what Nay thinks about this. It's cool. So make sure to follow Nays Garden on Twitter, support it, and give me as much retweeting and liking and commenting as you guys can muster up. And I'll keep doing the show for you and bringing you the true spin on what you need to know. What is black fungus? What types of infection does it cause? How's it associated with COVID? Why is this black fungus outbreak mainly happening? What are the symptoms? Okay, so right here, why is this outbreak happening? I think this is where we want to go from.
Black fungus outbreak mainly happening in India. Well, one reason is related to the swelling number of COVID cases, in addition to the liberal use of steroids.
So let me tell you this. He's talking about a side disease that people with COVID are getting. It's called black fungus, and it is horrible. You ever seen black mold inside your house, and you know how devastating that is? Think about the exact same thing. It's like black mold inside your body, right? And you can't just scrape it off and get rid of it, man. It's really bad shit. It killed somebody already, too. I don't know how many deaths, but somebody's already died from it, and a lot of people are getting it. It's fucking scary, and I want you to check it out.
But there are likely other factors as well. Sometimes there are mucormycosis outbreaks in hospital settings. These outbreaks have been linked to adhesive bandages, wooden tongue depressors, hospital linens, negative pressure rooms, water leaks, poor air filtration, non-sterile medical devices, building construction, but also oxygen face masks and humidifiers help people with COVID-19 breathe easier and they deliver oxygen to their lungs. These devices can make it easier for the black fungus to invade the sinuses and cause infection. The majority of infected people have diabetes and have recently recovered from COVID-19. So according to recent reports, 85% of people with mucormycosis also have diabetes. Of the 220...
What do people with diabetes have in common?
Initially diagnosed, 212 were COVID-19 positive. 29 were not given steroids. 12 were considered to be immunocompromised, and 21 had another medical condition. The symptoms of mucormycosis depend on where the fungus is growing in your body. The most common site of infection in patients recovering from COVID is the sinuses and the brain. The symptoms would then be similar to those of a sinus infection, so facial swelling on one side of the face, headache, nose or sinus congestion, black sores on the bridge of the nose or the roof of the mouth, and fever. So the black sores are a feature of black fungus and are not usually found in more typical bacterial and viral sinus infections. As the infection gets worse, these symptoms can progress to blood-tinged, runny nose, bulging eye, difficulty fully closing the eyelid, difficulty moving the eye, visual problems, and black pus draining from the eyes. When the infection involves the skin, there are blisters or ulcers that may eventually turn black. You may also experience pain, warmth, redness, and swelling around that area of infection. These are signs of inflammation which indicate that your immune system is fighting the infection. As a skin infection...
I'm going to go back. I want to find this one part. I don't know where it is.
Poorly controlled blood sugar are more likely to develop a...
It might be right about here.
Go into the sinuses, which are air chambers found in the facial bones. Sinuses are air pockets that serve to lighten the skull, provide resonance for speech, and moisturize and warm the air that we breathe. The infection can spread from the sinuses to the brain or the eyes. People with diabetes who have poorly controlled blood sugar are more likely to develop a black fungal infection of the sinuses.
Listen.
Same for those who've had a kidney transplant. Lung mucormycosis is most common in those with a very weakened immune system.
Dude, I don't know where he talks about it, but we'll get to it. We'll find it. It's in here somewhere. I'll put him on fast, and we'll find it, because it's only a 10-minute video.
After having cancer treatment or an organ transplant. Skin mucormycosis develops when the fungus enters the skin through a scrape or cut in the skin, and this is the most common type of black fungus infection in people who have a healthy immune system. Disseminated mucormycosis occurs when the infection spreads throughout the body via the bloodstream. The fungus invades the blood vessels, reducing blood flow to organs and tissues supplied by these damaged blood vessels. Now, when that blood flow is decreased, the tissues can't get enough oxygen and nutrients, and then they start to die. Dying tissue turns black. Black fungus grows well on dying tissue. After passing through the blood, the fungus usually affects the brain, but it can also affect the spleen, heart, and skin. An opportunistic infection takes advantage of you when your immune system is weak. We use steroids like dexamethasone, aka Decadron, to treat sicker people with COVID-19. When COVID-19 gets into the lungs, meaning COVID pneumonia, the immune system is stirring up this crazy amount of inflammation there, which can do a lot of damage. So we try to minimize that inflammation with steroids. Sometimes, for very severe COVID pneumonia, we also give a drug called tocilizumab, which also makes the immune system weaker. Unfortunately, this can lead to black fungus infection, not just because it suppresses the immune system, but also because steroids increase blood sugar levels. And fungal infections love sugar. Sugar is their go-to for nutrition. People with
Boom! 440. There it is. I found it. I'm so happy I found this. All right? Everybody listens to this over and over again.
infections love sugar. Infections love sugar. Fungal 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 infections love sugar.
That's anything that's on a fungus, anything that's fungus related, right? Athlete's foot. I've stopped eating sugar. Does that mean I'm going to stop getting athlete's foot? You know, I've gotten it maybe twice in the past 10 years. Athlete's foot, maybe 3 times in the last 10 years. But I always use triage oil to get rid of it, and it goes away within a day or two. Now, I wonder if I never put triage oil on my toes again, if I just stop getting it because I'm not eating sugar anymore, it'll be interesting to find out. But that fact right there, fungal infections love sugar. You guys, I'm telling you to stop eating sugar, and we're finding out that even the kids over there at the Branch Davidians, the goddamn cult over there in Texas, you know, that happened back in 96, that we just talked about yesterday. They weren't giving their kids sugar or candy, and people thought they were fucking crazy. Oh, how dare you deprive those children of their childhood and Halloween? Those kids should be eating sugar and Mars bars and chocolate, and why aren't you giving them candy corns and all the good sugars that children love to eat? Those fucking Branch Davidians were smarter than us. They were fucking smarter than us. We're giving our kids sugar powder, poison powder, murder powder, murder juice. I'm just saying, man, I'm not saying go join a cult. I'm just saying stop eating fucking sugar, people. You know, cults don't stop eating sugar because they want to all die. They stop eating sugar because they're sick of the government having control over your medical fucking, they don't want people going to the goddamn hospital. And I don't blame them. If you stop eating sugar, you get healthier, man. Stop eating the sugar. Stop eating the murder powder. Stop drinking the murder juice. Who's got a soda next to them right now? Who's got a Coca-Cola? Who's got an open Sprite next to them? Who's got fucking cookies nearby? Who's got goddamn, hidden sugar and all those other foods that we have? Who's got high fructose corn syrup nearby? Who's got hydrogenated oils nearby? You're addicted? Way to go, radical. That's how you start, bro. That's how you start, man. You got to admit it. That's the first step. I'm so proud of you. You're addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to sugar. We're all addicted to sugar because that's the way big government wants it. They want us to be addicted to sugar because it keeps us sick. And you wonder, I've asked myself for years, why are they shoving it down our throats? Why are they hiding it and everything? Why? Because it's making us sick. Well, why do they want us sick? Because the medical industry controls the government. And the sicker we are and the more sugar we eat, the more money they make. It's that simple. There's nothing else there, guys. It's that simple. They are psychotic. The people that are in charge of shoving high fructose corn syrup and sugar down our throats, they're fucking psychotic. What we should do is hunt them all down and execute them in fucking public executions. That's what we should do. Mad mobs of people roving the country looking for these executives from these companies that are doling out fucking sugar down your children's throats. We need to execute those motherfuckers. Hang them up high. So everybody can see what we do when you try to murder us. Fuck you. We gotta fight back, man.
Sugar is their go-to for nutrition. People with uncontrolled diabetes have higher blood sugar levels, which helps the fungus grow and flourish.
There you go. There you go. And it's just not me speaking facts. I'm usually parroting somebody who's way smarter and higher educated than I am. Hirely. I'm making up my own stupid word. Dude, I'm just trying to save your lives. And if you don't perceive this as such, then go fuck off. I don't want to save your life. You don't like me? Good. I don't want to save your fucking life. You like me? You like this content? Well, then you're the person that I'm talking to. You know, if you don't like this content, fuck off and go die. Go eat your sugar. You know, go smoke your tobacco and go out there in the heat and get your fucking self killed. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. I care about my fucking loyal audience members, the ones that come here, they struggle to try to make this show happen for me. Those are the people I give a fuck about. Those are the people that this content is for. If you don't agree, if you don't like it, just leave. Go leave and die off with the rest of humanity that's going extinct. Come off grid with me, man, and survive for a few extra years. We'll have plenty to live for, man. You know, just going out and watching my garden grow every day, it's beautiful, man. It's a fucking beautiful thing. There's something about watching those plants pop out of the soil, man, and get bigger and bigger and know that that's going to nourish me at some point. I just love that. You know, I just love it. Look at the flames. Look at the flames. I like this content, Radical Left Agenda. Thank you, Radical Left Agenda, Leftist Agenda. But still addicted to sugar. No, it's okay. You're addicted to sugar. You got to admit it. And listen, when you realize why you're addicted to sugar, you should just stop eating it. You realize that you're addicted to sugar because someone in the government thinks that they should poison you to make you sick so that you'll go to the hospital so that they can make more money off of you. Understand that. That trickle down, it goes all the way back to Nancy Pelosi and AOC. You know, so you're making them rich. Every time you eat sugar, Nancy Pelosi is laughing and laughing and laughing at you. AOC is laughing at you. They don't care about your lives. They'll fuck you. They don't care about you. They're laughing at you. If that doesn't make you stop eating sugar, then go eat sugar and go die, motherfucker, because you don't even care about yourself, you know? Any tips to quit smoking nicotine? Yeah, smoke cannabis instead. Every time you feel an urge to use a cigarette or nicotine, switch to cannabis. It's healthier and it won't give you lung cancer. It'll also take that craving away that you have for smoking. Immediately, it goes away. You know, for 5, 10, 20 minutes, whatever, until you can get on with your life and get past that cigarette mentality, that being fulfilled by tobacco. You'll see, man, cannabis will do the exact same thing and better because it's healthier for you. You'll feel better. You know, you guys can look like this and smoke fucking cannabis. You know, it's not going to prevent you from being healthy. I promise you. Look at Robert Mulligan, man. They're building so many hospitals in Florida. They want us in the hospital. DC, right? Yeah. With her, because of all the diabetes, bro, they're literally poisoning you into the hospitals. They love it. They think they're so clever. With her ice cream freezer with real sugar, right, Radical? Lol, word. BBC did our fires and temps migration, all climate related, so they got regular viewer. Steve Running, I don't know what you're trying to say there, buddy. I have no idea what you're trying to say in that sentence, as usual. It would really help me, man, if you could express yourself a little bit more so I could understand what you're trying to say. Those fucking Debbie cakes, son. Ugh, right? The craving. Stop buying them. Stop walking into that store. I'm drinking coffee out of my triage oil cup. I fucking put sugar in subliminally. I gotta quit today. There you go. Steven, makes you sluggish, but it takes the impurities out of your body. What makes you sluggish? Cannabis? Makes you sluggish? Stephen, you make you sluggish. Stephen Culbertson, you make you sluggish. If you want to get on cannabis and act sluggish, that's on you, bro. That's on you. I like to smoke cannabis and I like to do shit like this while I'm on it. Wow, I'm real sluggish right now. Boy, look how sluggish I am. I'm so sluggish. Look how sluggish I am. Oh, he's so sluggish. I don't think I've smoked yet today, actually. Have I not smoked yet? I don't think I have. But I'm in that mode. And I'll do that throughout the whole show, man. While I'm smoking, I'm not sluggish. You know, you make you sluggish. You bring you down, bro. You have the mentality that cannabis makes you sluggish. And I will show you a motherfucker who will... What the fuck? Dude, what is going on here? I forgot to put on my... Did I? No, I think I put it on. I can't believe this. What is going on? What's with the... Dude, that's what they said happens when you stop eating sugar, is you start losing water weight. This never happens to me, bro. Ever. This never fucking happens to me. Now, granted, I wear black shirts, but it's never wet under here, man. I am losing water. I'm drinking water, guys. I'm literally drinking water. Oh, sugar makes you sluggish. Fuck yeah, it does. I thought I was talking about cannabis, bro. Yeah, sugar makes you sluggish. Yes, it does. I eat sugar. I have chocolate, Oreos, chocolate milk, whipped cream, and I go to bed and I crash. Sugar crash. And it's not like I have energy for 20 minutes and then I go crash. It's as soon as that sugar hits my bloodstream, boom, crash. Thank you for straightening me out there, buddy. Yes. This man says sluggish, but at the same point, I'll smoke like 2 J's and do yard work plus do work in the garden. Right, now we know he was talking about sugar, not cannabis. Man, I wish you guys would fucking speak in full sentences when you talk to me, so I know what you're talking about. I just gonna throw that out there. You guys understand, I hate that I just had to waste a minute on being wrong about something because you didn't want to use another word to be explicit about what you were talking about. So come on, guys. Cut me some slack here. I'm not a fucking mind reader. I don't get any energy off sugar. Like throwing sandbags in the water. Right? Right? Radical leftist just says no, and I have no idea what you're saying no about. No full sentences. Clarify my words. Look, guys, I don't know what's going on here. I thought I put underarm deodorant on, but give me a second. Let me go check, because I can't do a podcast like this. I don't know what the fuck happened. Gotta look pretty. I must be pretty. I must be pretty. I must be pretty. I gotta be pretty, man. I can't have fucking underarm leakage. I'm not gonna walk around like that. Fuck that shit. I might have to get a new product. More than one word sentence. Thank you, Randy. Slightly autism spectrum and PTSD gets head fuck up. Oh, okay. It's too easy, though, to not make complete sense. Did you know antiperspirants use aluminum to stop your sweat, which cause memory loss? At least it used to. No, this isn't an antiperspirant. It's an anti-deodorant. It's just a deodorant. I'm anti-deodorant. That's a double negative, man. No double negatives in here. It's just a deodorant, but it always keeps me from sweating. It's just a deodorant. It's funny. I used to use Ban Roll-On, which really works, but that shit clogs up your pores really bad. This stuff obviously doesn't clog up your pores, but it's always kept me from sweating through to the shirt. And But I know that from doing the research and listening to this doctor, when you stop sugar at one point during that time that you stop eating sugar, your body, your cells, they drop water weight, your entire body. And you will see perspiration, excessive perspiration, and urination and whatever as your body is releasing all of this unnecessary water weight that you're walking around with. Sugar makes your body retain like an extra 10 or 15 pounds of water weight. And that water weight is in your fat cells too, and it goes away, and your fat cells shrink. So, when you take the impurities like sugar out, you think clearer and more enlightened. I mean, you guys should be able to tell that my show is becoming a little bit more mentally engaging over the last month or so. Whereas there was a time I remember when the last few months I would go live, I would talk about something, I'd smoke, and then the next thing you know, I'd be like this, and I'd be yelling at you guys because you're not saying anything, and I'd be like, "Why don't you guys have anything to bring to the table?" And now I command the goddamn podcast again. This all started, and I hate to say this, but it all started because I started eating sugar again, and it was because I got into a relationship, and the woman that I was in love with loved sugar. And we didn't realize what it was doing to us. We didn't realize it. And we got into sugar, and it was like a couple that likes cocaine, and then they just start doing more and more and more of it until it just destroys them. Man, we're eating so much sugar all the time, man. We didn't realize what it was doing to us. And, we're cranky around the house, and, we've got physical problems, and, she ended up getting cancer, and I know that cancer eats sugar. It loves sugar. And maybe if we were on sugar-free, I don't know, maybe she would have never gotten that cancer. I don't know. It kills me to think about that, and it kills me to know that it was the Pepsi company that killed Donna. And it was. They're murderers. They murdered her. And I'd like to sue them for fucking murder. I'd like to sue PepsiCo for murdering Donna. I'd love to. I'd love to be able to prove that that's where the fucking cancer came from that sugar. They extinguished a light in my life that can never be lit again. Fucking Pepsi, bro. But it's nobody created this planet. There's no God. You can't expect things to just magically happen or beautiful things to always be beautiful, because it's just a mistake that we're even here right now. We're not going to be here much longer. We were just a blip in this universe. And it may never, ever, ever happen again in all of time. It may never happen again. Shahar Golan, you're from Israel. Right on, buddy. You miss me, Shahar Golan? Shahar, I don't know you. What, have you been watching my show? Right on. You used to never eat sugar. Right? There was a time when I didn't eat sugar and I was really aggressive and the show was doing really well. Then I got into that relationship, and within a month, I was drinking Coca-Cola. Within a month. And then after the relationship, to kind of make up for the sadness and the loneliness, then I started ordering cases of Oreo cookies. Not a box, but cases. 12 fucking boxes of Oreo cookies, and I'd put it in my cupboard, and I'd have Oreos every day. I wasn't addicted to them, but I enjoyed them, and it was just something that I did and I didn't even think about. I never craved Oreo cookies. I kind of forced them on myself, and stopping was so easy to do. When I stopped eating Oreos, people say Oreos are just as addicting as cocaine, and I totally disagree. I never craved Oreos. You know what I craved? It was the fucking chocolate milk, man. It was that instant burst of sugar that you get from the chocolate milk, because it's already liquefied. It goes in your body and you get that sugar rush, and then you crash. But I wanted to crash. I wanted to go to sleep. I wanted to sleep in the middle of the day, and the sugar helped me do it because I thought it was important that I take a nap in the middle of the day. What's more important is that I don't put sugar in my body. And if I'm not tired, then all that matters is that I get that 8 hours at night. And I've been getting 8 hours. Try to get the Mexican Coca-Cola. At least they use real sugar. Radical left. Radical left. Do not ever give my audience advice ever again. You just told someone in my audience to get sugar soda. And I'm just here to tell you to go fuck yourself, okay, radical leftist agenda? Don't ever try that shit again. Don't ever give one of my friends fucking your stupid fucking advice. Hey, David Campione, personal friend of mine. Don't listen to radical leftist agenda. He's trying to fucking poison you with his indoctrinated bullshit. He literally thinks that if you get sugar from another source, that makes it okay. Radical leftist agenda, you're indoctrinated. Shut the fuck up. Sorry, I had to rewind because I didn't hear what you said about Kyle Kullinski. Can anyone do a quick recap? Lol. Real sugar is the problem. Real sugar is the problem. Thank you. Who said that? It's sugar, period. You know, you're so addicted to sugar, radical left. You know, you'll sit here and make up shit. Oh, have the real sugar. Yeah, that's better for you. Yo, David Campione, get the real sugar from Mexico. Mexican sugar is better because it's real sugar. Get that sugar instead. Mr. McDabberduber, thank you, buddy. I appreciate what you said. All sugar is bad. Yeah, DC doesn't need you to fucking lie to him about sugar. He knows all sugar is bad. What about coffee? Stephen Culbertson. Coffee's fine. Coffee does not have sugar in it. Drink coffee with no sugar. I'm doing it right now. And don't put artificial sweetener in it. Get used to black coffee like a goddamn commando. Pretend you're fucking Rambo drinking that shit. Toughen up a little bit. Toughen up a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm owned by the government. And your name is Radical Leftist Agenda, and you say, I'm sorry, I'm owned by the government. You are, bro. You are so indoctrinated. So I'm going to unindoctrinate you. I'm going to fix your brain, bro. And the way to get you to start your brain working better, guys, your IQs will go up when you stop eating sugar. Your ability to look at something and analyze it and see it for what it is, that's going to improve. The speed at which you do that will quicken. You will be sharper. Your words will come to you better. You'll be able to type out something in a full sentence to me instead of being no or yes or I agree. You know, you'll actually be able to type a whole sentence that makes sense, and I'll read it and I'll be like, yeah, right? Oh my God, I love this shit. I love when you guys are talking to me in real sentences and making sense, right? I love that shit. I love the communicating. Fructose is killer powder. Yeah, murder power. It's murder powder. Murder, not killer, murder. They're trying to murder you, bro. They're not trying to kill you. They're literally planning it. They're murdering you. It's premeditated murder. You know, they are guilty of premeditated murder. Go ahead and make a clip of this and put it on the goddamn internet. Big Poison is guilty of premeditated murder, and since corporations are people, my friend, we need to put them on trial and put all the corporations that are people, my friend, in prison, and the ones that are guilty of murder, they need to be executed until they're dead. It's the sugar, right? No sentence, it's the sugar. Murder power. Yes, I drink bottled water. Hey, Steven, yeah, bottled water is okay, but it's even better if you use your own filtration, because bottled water is a fucking lie, too. You're going to pay money and trust those motherfuckers to filter your water? Dude, listen, all the money that you would spend on bottled water, Steven, you could just go get yourself a Brita filter. Get a Brita and a zero water, okay? Take the Brita, filter it. Then take the filtered Brita water, pour it into the zero water filter, okay? Let that filter. Drink that. Your zero water filter will last forever if you pre-filter it with Brita. I don't know how bad the ppms are in your water, but it might not last as long as mine because I have 30 ppm well water. Sometimes it's 40. It goes to zero real easily. Nestle adds sugar to their water. Are you fucking kidding me, Billy? Is that on the bottle? You're lying. You're lying, right? You're lying, right? That's got to be a lie. You're joking. Callie, hey, I haven't seen you in forever. How's it going? I hope things are going better for you, honey. I'm assuming they are because I haven't heard from you. I'm out of covfefe. Fuck that coffee. I'm out of it. Well water tastes so much better to me, depending on where the well is, as long as it's not a sulfur well, right? Sulfur water, not so much. So let's bring up the grow so you guys can see how the plants are doing today. I think we may have had that on earlier, but we're going to bring that on again just so you guys can see it. And if you want to take a screenshot of the grow, There you go. If you guys want screenshots of it, you can put that on your desktop if you like that. I actually have had people tell me that they appreciate that and they do use it as a screenshot on their monitors and stuff. So you can go ahead and screenshot that, hit print screen, and save it into a graphic image file from one of your graphic image. I use IrfanView to save images. I believe Billy is right about Nabisco. What's disturbing is they put all these sugars in fruit juices for kids, so before they even have a chance to get educated about nutrition, they're already slurping it down by age 2. McDabber, right? The bottled water companies here in North Carolina get their water from Salisbury, North Carolina, and just bottle it from the tap, no lie. Right on, Josh. What about alkaline taste? Will it taste that away also? What about alkaline taste? Caliana, I don't know what you're talking about. Tanner, nice gun. Thank you, Tanner. No joke, the fruit-flavored pure water has 3 grams of sugar per bottle. Oh, fruit-flavored. Oh, I thought you were talking about bottled water. Well, yeah, I'm sure, something with a flavoring is going to have sugar in it. I thought you were talking about straight bottled water, bro. They add minerals for flavor. Protein is a food that has good nutrients and good for you. Protein is a food. Huh? Protein is a food. I don't know what you're talking about, Steven. Kellyanne, nay, I'm great, thanks. The plumbing passed inspection yesterday, and I flushed my toilet for the first time. Okay, good. Oh my God, that was fast. They fixed that fast. I'm so happy for you. We'll talk. Thank you for telling me that, Callie. Good. I'm so glad. All right, I have not smoked yet. We are 1 hour and 46. You guys, have I done this show for 1 hour and 46 minutes and I have not used cannabis yet? Do you guys realize that? I want to know from anybody else in the audience, if you're going to use cannabis and if you smoke along with me, is there anybody else in the audience who's waited to smoke 1 hour and 46 minutes? Because I haven't. Let me hear from you in the audience if you're literally waiting for me to smoke because you smoke with me, and I'm not going to make you wait any longer. Cheers. First hit of the day, I believe, guys. Cheers. Keeping it real here in Nay's Garden, always. You've been waiting 10 minutes? Well, cheers, honey. You've been waiting 10 minutes. I haven't yet, but that's because I'm at work. The plants look great, says Karen. Work is lame. I recommend it to no one. Joking. I do sometimes, but this morning I had to start a little early on my smoke session. Still got half a joint to burn with you. East, baby! Baby! So, I can't believe I love doing the show. I can't believe we've been live for 1 hour and 48 minutes. I try to keep them an hour, and I've almost doubled this one just because I've been having so much fun with you all today. Before we get to anything else, I want to hear from y'all. Is there anything going on in the news? Is there anything that you've heard from any of my favorite podcasters lately that hopefully some of you guys are following that you want me to cover or discuss before we move on? Go ahead, bring it up now. Would be a good lull in this conversation. No, I caved, but do wait a lot of other times. Sorry. Megsy, that's fine. You guys don't have to wait for me to smoke. I was just wondering. I'm trying to engage you guys in conversation. I'd love it if you talk back to me. When I'm at home, I always wait for you to smoke. Nick Brown, really? The show is so nice we forgot to smoke, says Woodchuck Mantras. Thank you. Thank you, Woodchuck. I'm always email, red hot, ready to go for keeping up with you, bro. Right on, Randy. Freedom Fox 1, nice pick. At my community garden, we built a high tunnel with metal frame. Pick? Freedom Fox 1, pick? This picture's moving, bro. What kind of a picture moves? That's a live shot, homie. You like it? You like my live shot? You didn't realize that was a live shot, huh? Which plants are yours in the greenhouse? Plants 1, 2, and 3. The ones closest to the camera. Mark's got the biggest one in the grow. Plant number 4. It's fucking huge. But if he doesn't show up and help, I'm gonna take his plants and I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna be like, look, dude, you gotta come over. You gotta water. You gotta clean. You're gonna have to go in there with the weed eater. You're gonna have to do some shit, bro. I mean, you want me to grow your fucking plants for you, and you think you're gonna have 4, 8, 12 fucking pounds at the end of the year, and you've done absolutely nothing but just give me 3 clones? Okay, I could have bought the 3 clones, you know, for $45. You know, you haven't done 25 cents worth of labor around here. I've done 100% of it all. You know, yeah, you did build the fucking greenhouse a couple of years back, and I appreciate that. But you got paid for that work, bro. So he's fucking slacking. And, you know, he came over the other day and he was covered in grease and oil. He went and sat on my couch and he ruined the fucking couch, man. It's got this massive stain on the couch. Now, you know, massive where his ass was. It's just this huge oil stain. I'm so fucking angry about it, you know, and I'm like, I got to call Stanley Steamer. That's going to cost me $300. You know, great friends, huh? Fires, you can't see the mountains. I'm sorry, Callie. Honey, if you need a place to escape ever, you know, you're welcome over here. Bring, van over, you know. Bring the van. I like that. Just bring the van. Still doing live Trump. Is that okay? Is van acceptable? Was insane. Pac-Man still doing live Trump. Pac-Man still doing live Trump. I have to say that over and over again because it's just sinking in right now. Yes, David Pac-Man is still covering Trump, man. It's so pathetic, and I can't believe it. You just shocked me by saying that. I'm like, he is still... And, you know, Donald Trump, thanks to people like David Pac-Man, Donald Trump's going to be president again, man. That's who the Republicans want, and that's who they're boosting up, and that's who they're backing. And if we don't lock his ass up for the crimes that he's committed, he's going to be our president. And he has committed crimes he is guilty of. He needs to go to fucking jail. He needs to at least get charged and be convicted so he can't run for president again. You want him to be president for 4 more years. You know what he's going to do, and I told you for the last 4 years, he's just making me more and more wealthy. More and more money for crypto, bro, that I could put into crypto. And that's all I'm going to do. If you guys elect Donald Trump again, I'm probably going to be worth $2 million by the time his 4 years is up. Maybe even more. Because he's going to give my corporation so much leniency. He's going to pull back all of the taxation on my corporation. And they're going to have so much more money. And they're just going to have it to give it to us, the stockholders. Which all corporations are going to be doing. And the poor people that go to the ballots and vote for Donald Trump, they're not going to see any of that money. You're just going to believe the trickle-down lie. And you know what you're really getting trickled down on? You know what the trickle-down is? That's us wealthy people pissing on you poor people. That's what that is. And if you want that, elect Donald Trump for 4 more years. And you might even get him for 8. You might even get him for a double term. Is that possible? Is that legal? I really think it is, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Could Barack Obama come back and run again? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they are only allowed to serve 4 years, 8 years total in a lifetime. I don't know what the rule is. But maybe we can only get him for 4 years. And for that, I would be thankful. At least for that. But if you don't want us wealthy millionaires urinating on your fucking heads and your children and your wives, if you don't like that, you know, my dick's in my hand. I'm spreading the urine around. That's what I'm doing right now. If you don't like that, if you think that that's shameful, then don't vote for Donald Trump and tell other people not to vote for Donald Trump too. Okay? Because, I mean, it sucks to have Joe Biden for president, and it would probably suck to have Kamala Harris for president. But you know what would suck more? wealthy people like me getting so much fucking money that we don't know what to do with it all. Meanwhile, we're pissing on all of you. That's the only way I can put it to try to convince you guys not to support Donald Trump. And to be vocal about not supporting Donald Trump on your social media and family and everybody and say, look, man, we don't want this. You know, we want Medicare for all. We want universal basic income. We want cannabis legalization. And there's, you know, Donald Trump didn't give it to you. Joe Biden is definitely not going to give it to you. And voting for him for another 4 years isn't going to give it to you. So here, I offer you this. I'm not telling you not to vote for Joe Biden. I'm just telling you not to vote for Donald Trump. If you want to vote for Joe Biden, that's on you. But I recommend that you stop voting, stop participating in this sham altogether. Don't vote. You know, people used to say don't vote and, oh, that's like burning the American flag. That's our privilege. I used to say this just recently. I would say this within the last few years. You could find me saying it. You know, voting is the one thing that we still have. We still have a voice here in America. No, we don't. I was wrong. We don't have a voice. They want to keep these two parties in power. They want to keep it balanced just right so nothing can pass, because this is the way the higher-ups, the ones above the Congress and the Senate and the president, the ones that really run us, the corporations, that's the way they want it. They want it back and forth, fighting back and forth always, so the people don't get what they want, because what the people want is not what the corporations want. And it's fucking sickening, because you would think corporations would want the exact same thing that the people that made them and support them and work for them want and that they serve want, right? But this is the thing, is once they get all that money, the greed sets in, and they aren't humans anymore. They're corporations, and they're not humans anymore, and they're corporations, and what corporations are, and they're not humans anymore. What they are fucking monsters! That's what corporations are. They're greed monsters. They're snorting lines of fucking money up their greedy fucking noses all fucking day. It's all they can do is snort up the cash, and it's all they can do is snort more cash, and they're addicted to it. The politicians, the corporations, all of them. And the corporations know if they keep doling out little lines of fucking money to the fucking politicians, it'll be just enough to keep this system gridlocked so nothing happens, and that's why nothing is happening. And this is exactly the way the corporations want it. And this isn't a secret, man. I'm just repeating George Carlin, man. You know, he told you this is exactly the way the corporations want it. It's one big club, and you ain't in it. I love the way he says that. It is a big club. It's a giant club. You know how many millionaires there are out there? Well, I'm one. Jimmy Dore's probably one. Cenk Uyghur's definitely one. Anna Kasparian's a fucking millionaire. You know, there's a lot of podcasters. Ben Shapiro. Candace Owens is probably a millionaire. I'm sure the net worth of Alex Jones would fucking blow your mind. You know, there's a lot of us out there. There's a lot of people that are worth more than $1 million. Lots and lots and lots. And you guys look at them as the 1%. You guys look at the ultra wealthy as the 1%. That's probably true. That probably is the 1%. But 1% of 300 million, what is that? 30 million? You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Is 1% of 300 million 30 million? What's 30 million times 100? Or how do you get to 1 million from somebody? Okay, Google. My Google's off. I turned off my phone. I need to know what 300 million is divided. Fuck, I don't even know what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to find out what's 1%? What's 1% of 300 million? Again, I'm not asking Enoch, obviously. Enoch, I'm not asking you. You guys, I want to know what 1% of 300 million is. What's 1% of 300 million? the population of the United States. They call us the 1%ers. What is 1% of 300 million? It's got to be like 30 million or 3 million or, 3 million times 100. Would that make it No, it's 300. That couldn't be 333. It would have to be 30, right? Is it 333? We have 20 point. Oh, there's 20 million millionaires. You guys are all over the place. I'm going to fucking turn on Google. You guys are all over. You guys can just Google this shit. All of you have Google. There are 20.2 million millionaires in the U.S. alone. 20.27 million. Okay. With 2 million new millionaires in 2020 alone. 20 million with 2 million. So, when you guys... So, what's 1% of 300? What's 1% of 300 million? Suck my dick, Samsung. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. What is 1% of 300 million?
The answer is 3 million.
Okay, 3 million. Okay. So, they call millionaires in the United States the 1%. It ain't that. It ain't 1% anymore. Okay, Google. What percentage of 300 million is 20 million?
These came back from a search.
I need to figure that one out. What percentage of... I need to go to a percentage calculator. There's percentage calculators on the internet. A million is the new 100K. Dude, are you telling me that what did we say 1% of 300 million was? $3 million? Are you telling me that there are fucking 3 million billionaires in the goddamn United States, bro? Okay, Google. How many billionaires in the United States?
614 billionaires. According to Wikipedia...
They're not the 1%, bro. They're nowhere near 1%. No. They're not the 1%. There's less than 1,000 of them, bro. There's less than 1,000 billionaires in the United States. They are not the 1%. No. 1%ers are fucking millionaires. All right? So, if the 1% is millionaires, and I'm just telling you, that ain't the goddamn 1% anymore. There's so many fucking millionaires here. You said there's 20 million fucking millionaires in the United States? And none of those motherfuckers give a fuck about you. None of them give a fuck about you. You guys thought it was just this little 1%. I was just like, yeah, it's just like 3 million people. No, it's not 3 million people. It's 20 million people. It's not 1%. I don't know what 20 million is of... What percent is 20 of 300? Okay, Google. What percent of 300 is 20?
According to less than B greater than percentage less than B greater than calculator. Percentage calculator. 20 is what percent of 300? Equals 6.67.
7. 7%. Not 1%. It's the fucking 7% now. Yeah. You hear that, oh, the 1%, they're wealthy. No, it's fucking 7%. Just so you guys know where the numbers are. They want you to think that there's not a lot of them, so they call them the 1%, so you guys don't realize how many there really are. And they couldn't give a fuck about you. You understand that? Jake Uger and Anna Kasparian don't give a fuck about you, man. You know, you really... Ben Shapiro doesn't give a fuck about you. You have to look really hard to find a millionaire who gives a fuck about you. I give a fuck about you. You guys know that. Jimmy Dore gives a fuck about you. He wants you all to have universal basic income. He really wants you to have Medicare for all. Jake Uger doesn't want you to have Medicare for all. He wants to keep kicking the can down the road. He doesn't want to identify who the people are that are against it so he can vote them the fuck out of office right now. No. He wants to keep that all secret because if you keep it secret, he can make more fucking money. You know, Katzenberg cash. Cashenberg. He's got that Cashenberg. And that Cashenberg turned into a big fucking Hindenburg, didn't it? And fucking caught on fire and crashed for the Young Turks. And they're going down in fucking flames. Boy, oh boy. While Jenks sits there and says, oh, subscribers are going up. We're getting more and more people. Dude, you guys are fucking huge. Yeah, there's a bunch of idiots out there that are subscribing to your channel. But the people who are paying attention, not the sheep, the people who are paying attention, the actual activists, they all know, bro. They all know. You take your sheep and you keep bolstering your fucking, your cherry-picked points with sheep. While Jimmy Dore gets fucking hardcore activists that are literally paying attention, that are listening to the words, Jank. Anna, you fucking sexual harasser. You know, no one should ever mention Anna Kasparian's name ever again without first saying sexual harasser accused by Jimmy Dore, Anna Kasparian, accused sexual harasser, Anna Kasparian. I like that one. Accused sexual harasser, Anna Kasparian. Yeah, she is an accused sexual harasser. That is what she is. And Jimmy Dore accused her of it. And that's what she is. And Jimmy Dore is a reputable man. There's a lot of people, including myself, who would stake their reputations. Oh, by the way, for those I want the 24 of you to know, because you're going to love this, why am I holding this up? Why would I be holding this up? For the 24 of you, I know there were more than 30 people here, and some of them were trendies and they left. So for those of you who are still here after 2 hours, I waited. I wanted to share something special with you guys. Why am I holding this up? Anybody? Steve Running got it. Because and go on. Steve Culbertson says remedy. You're so out of the loop, Steve. Sent those to Jimmy. Go on. Yes, I did send them to Jimmy. More, please. Yes, and weave the narrative, people. Weave the narrative. Oh, weave the narrative. Let me hear the rest of what you should be saying. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Karen is wrong. Nope. Karen will get none and like it. Yes, Nick Brown. And they responded. And they responded. The eagle has landed. All smoke to that. Cheers, guys. I couldn't be fucking more proud and happy right now. And I told you guys, there was like less than a 1% chance that box was not going to make it. But I was just so concerned about it. Watch, I'm going to fit this box right in there, guys. Watch this. Watch this. You guys are going to love this. Watch this. Watch this, guys. Watch the camera in the lower left. Boom. You guys like that? Cheers, guys. No, there's a bottom. There's a bottom, Billy. It holds the dirt in. But you could easily use boards and spikes to just build up an octagon or a pentagon or even a square. And or a rectangle for all the plants. All the plants could be in one giant rectangle in there. That would be genius because those roots would go real far under that soil. Enoch, I told you, can you buy more data? I will buy it for you. Enoch, I will buy your data for you. Can you buy more data? Let me know. All right, so I'm on my data cap right now too. I surpassed it like a week ago. That's why I'm having such problems doing shows, you know. You know what I mean, Vern? Know what I mean? So we're talking about the grow pots. So check this out. You fill the grow pots, Billy, before you put the roof on, and you rent a bobcat with a bucket. That's what I did, with tracks on it. You know, it had tracks on it and had the joysticks. And you scoop up the dirt that was dumped there by a dump truck, and you go over and you dump the dirt right in the bags. And it's so fucking easy, and you're done. Boom. It only took like 3 buckets per bag or something like that. It's simple. That's how you do it. If you have Wi-Fi, shut down data till you leave. Hey, do you have Wi-Fi? Enoch, can't you just use... No, it's probably the same thing. I don't know what his plan is. I don't know. Every time I say this to Enoch, he goes away. He never responds to me. So, he never gives me a chance, man. He says bye and he leaves. I think it's the second time I've said that to Enoch and he never responded. So, now the thing is once you load, and some people are like, oh my God, but then you got to take the dirt out and put new dirt in, and that's the beauty of it. It's an organic grow. You never have to replace the dirt. It's always the same stuff, so you never have to buy soil again. You buy it one time, and you're done. You're making vegetable compost in a separate compost pile, far, far away from there, hopefully, because a compost pile can attract bugs and things like that. You don't want it near your plants. But, you know, you got a big compost pile. You're throwing in your vegetable compost, your bags, you're building up on that. You're increasing that all the time. And you can always just add that to those pots. And what rots away in there, you replenish and you replace with amendments and compost and the vegetable compost. Loving the t-shirt. Thank you, Karen. You made me look at my data usage, and it said in 2021 my family used 98.6 thousand gigs. Wow. I wonder how much I've used, my data usage. You can see the weed eater hanging there on the far left. I fixed the walls last night. I went in there. I fixed the wall. I went in there yesterday on camera, and I watered in there. You could see me in there working and stuff. That's on last night's video. Hey, man, we could actually watch me in there working, and I could talk about that a little bit. Let's do that. We'll get away from the live shot here for a second, and I'll pull up the YouTube channel. I'll pull up the YouTube channel. All right, so, and I'll pull up yesterday's show when I was in the grow, man. Oh, Breaking Points is live right now. Holy shit, I've never seen that. Dude, I've never caught Breaking Points live before. Let me make sure I have notifications turned on. Yeah! Crystal and Sagar, chaos erupts in Cuba. Holy shit, I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting distracted here a little bit, but I've never caught them live before.
Guys, thanks so much for watching.
That's right. Just as a reminder, you can become a premium subscriber today. Watch the full show completely uncut. Our reactions to each other's monologues. You get to listen to it. You get to ask us questions. All that good stuff.
It's a fucking premiere, dude. It wasn't live. I hate that shit. It was a pre-recorded premiere. Fuck them. I hate YouTube for saying that. Oh, they're live. You click on it. Either they're not. I'm sorry if that scared you, buddy. Oh, it's live, or it's not live. You know, you go there and the thing ended. You don't even catch the end of it. It ended, and it still says they're fucking live. You know, some engineer, shit lips over there at fucking YouTube. Write it down. Write that down, or write this one down. It says live. You click on it. No, it's not live. It's a fucking pre-recorded premiere. Suck my dick. And it's ending. And it was just ending when I pulled up to it. Suck my dick. It wasn't live. It was a premiere. You should have said live premiere, not live. I thought I was going to a fucking podcast. Just wasting my fucking time. Hands down the most controversial. That is the video. And you can literally see a video of the grow in the thumbnail. It's called hands down the most controversial ... podcaster on the internet. You're looking at him. It's me. But I'm really not, because nobody listens to me. But I could be. All right, let's go to somebody came into the chat yesterday and said, I was showing my grow and said, you are in Lake County, California. And I blocked him and I was like, yeah, I am. And everybody fucking knows it, you dumbass. I talk about it all the time. You fucking idiot. Fucking little doxer wannabe. Little fucking. Oh, did you hear me talking right there? That was cool. I said I was going down to the grow. Okay, so I'll get down in there in 30 seconds. I'll appear in the grow. Here we go. This should be fun, and I'll talk about this so you guys can should I be over here? I think I'm good right here, and we'll put this right here, and we'll straighten it out. There we go. And enter trendy nay. Oh, I'm dropping frames. Enter trendy nay. Wash hands. Randy Church. You pay for live nay. Steve Running. You pay for live. So a mole will usually pop up and hit that, and they won't make a nest there because they can't. They can't burrow through because there's chicken wire flat on the ground. So they'll move on. We've got that underneath the grow pots. So it goes underneath the grow pots, and then around them as well, there's chicken wire. It keeps the moles out, and it works really good. So the give and take with the chicken wire is you have a problem with weeds popping up. So what I'm thinking about doing is laying down panda wrap in there. Once I am completely eradicated, I might even level the floor out a little bit. I'm not sure about that because Mark built it to the contour of the ground. So we might just leave it like that. But I'm still going to panda wrap the whole bottom because I think I've got enough. And it'll be all white in there, and that'll just help seal it up a little bit more too. There won't be one less place for bugs to come in, and the weeds will no longer receive light, so they hopefully will stop growing because there's panda wrap on top. The problem is moisture can come up from the ground when you do that. So I have to kind of try to figure out exactly how I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to talk to a couple of growers and see how to deal with it. It might be a little bit of a raised floor if I have to do that, where it'd kind of be cool. Imagine this. There's 2x4, flats, or not even 2x4, but long, because we've got all the wood in the world. So we get these long planks that go all over about 3 inches off the ground, right, a little bit higher, and go right up to the pots. And then they go all the way up to the pots around. So it looks like the pots are coming up out of the deck. And that puts you up a little bit higher when you're walking. But it'll be kind of cool looking. And that'd be, the only problem is we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to lay something down so weeds don't come up through that. So yeah, a little bit of a raised deck in there would be really easy to build. I could do it myself. It would be really easy to build. And I can cut the planks out once my the electronics arrive for my sawmill, which I don't even know what day they're supposed to get here. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. So hopefully this thing will run my sawmill. So you can see I'm not watering the plants, I'm watering the pots. And I'm taking a lot of extra special care to not hit the leaves of those cannabis trees. But I am pouring water all over the potato plants, all over the tomato plants, all over the pole bean plants, all over the lettuce. I'm saturating them all with water. I've got so much to talk about while we watch me working down there yesterday in yesterday's show. This was one of the things you can watch when you're watching the live stream. You can watch me working down there. It's kind of interesting. I'm also watering the zucchinis. And I'm watering the earthen bottom, the ground. So I'm getting it like sand, like a cement. Every time I water it, it pushes debris away and it solidifies the sand and makes it into almost like a concrete consistency. Almost rock hard. So I'm making, you'll see, I'll hose the ground down as I walk away. You'll see that part right there where it's dry, that's wet now. See, I just hosed it down. And the best thing you can do is hose it down, let it dry, hose it down again, let it dry, hose it down, let it dry again. Just a little sprinkle and let it dry and let it dry and keep doing that. And you keep solidifying that sand until it becomes solid. And there's nothing in there really to disturb it. So there aren't a lot of animals walking across it. There's no wind blowing on it. There's no debris. Okay, so There was another point I was going to make about the watering that I'm doing. I'm saturating the pots completely with water. Getting as close to underneath those cannabis plants as I can. The problem was, at that time, the sun was out. So there's still sunlight coming into that grow. You don't want to get water droplets on your leaves because when the sunlight hits that, it magnifies it and bleaches the leaf, rendering that part of the leaf, the solar panel of that leaf, useless. It will no longer create photosynthesis on that part of the leaf. The leaf still will, but it won't work as powerful. So you want to avoid getting water droplets on your leaves when it's sunny. When the sun goes down below the horizon and there's no more sunlight in there, you can get the entire plant wet. You don't have to worry about it. It's going to dry off. It's not going to get bleached. You'll be fine. If there's ambient light in the grow, you're fine. I've got ambient light on in there. These LEDs, they're not powerful enough or close enough to magnify those droplets to harm the leaves. So I can keep those lights on with the water. Now, when you're talking about grow lights, it's the same thing as the sun. Be careful. You don't want to get water on your leaves. The grow lights will do the exact same thing. In fact, leaves that get too close to the grow lights will start bleaching white as well, giving you an indication that your light is too close to the top of your plant. Okay, so you can always top your plant to keep the plant away. You can low stress train it to keep the top away. You can use a net to keep the tops away from the light and keep weaving them so that they stay away from your light. So you can keep your light nice and close to the bulk of your plant, which is what we want to do. I should have Daniel build the floor. That you call him the flat earther. I love Daniel. Like I said, I love him like a brother. That's why it hurts me that he believes the earth is flat. It's so easily disproved. And he listens to this like I said, this gender confused, Eric DeVry, with that calm tone, the way the earth is definitely flat. We have proven that as confused I am about my sexuality, we have completely proven that the earth is flat. Rockets have landed on the moon. That is factually a lie. That is unprovable. NASA is a complete lie. It is all built around I'm just like, you want to fucking murder the guy just when you listen to him speak. Him and Nick, whatever the fuck, gender confused, they should start their own gender confused club, bro. Yeah, we're confused about our gender, so we're confused about our gender club. Just let it go, man. Just step out of the closet, boys. You can do it. I think my buddy did it when he was like 15 or 16 years old. He was like, hello, world. I am here. I am proud and I am queer. What's up? Hanging out. I am proud. Saying it loud. Yeah, my buddy was like that. He wasn't scared. Why are you such a pussy? You're a fucking adult. You're grown adults and you're still confused about your fucking sexuality. Just let it go, man. So let it go, man. Let your rainbow flags fly if you got one. I support you, man. But I'd support you a whole lot more if you did. If you kept it real. Just saying, man. I'm just saying. Hey, you guys want to hear the whole rant on that before I started dropping frames on this show? You can go back in this broadcast and listen to my Nick Grata, whatever his name is. Brata, whatever that guy's name is. I'm sorry, Brana? Nick, I'm sorry I don't know your name. I support your movement, bro. I want you to know that. I just wish you'd get a little bit more solid with your sexuality and be more of a leader than a soft-spoken wuss. Like I said, Bernie Sanders is so much more of a powerful leader than you. You should recruit somebody to be your spokesperson because you're just an awful one. That's why, Kyle Kullinski walked all over you, bro. And when you go into Kyle's live stream, he fucking destroys you. Kyle is not an alpha male. He tries to be, but he's not. If you put me in a chat with Kyle Kullinski, you would see my alpha male destroy his just by me being me. It's my alpha male destroyed Matt Dillahunty's alpha male. Absolutely. Just because I wasn't intimidated, and I sat there and I kept it real the whole time, and he sat there and tried to have this air of superiority, which was, it was, as Jimmy Dore says, when you meet your heroes, you will be disgusted. You know, and he was right, man. When I met Jimmy, it wasn't that way, but it was that way when I met Matt Dillahunty. What a disappointment he is, still to this day. And when the day is that he gives cannabis the respect it deserves and the product that I invented, you know, he could make that product safely. I told him, I'm like, it doesn't have to be from me, bro. You can get the base for this from a cannabis plant. You extract it, do it your own way. You can extract it naturally. You can knock the keef out of it, solidify it. I mean, take the keef, liquefy it, mix it with oil or a milk or whatever, and you heat it up to 275, and that can be your base for your triage oil. Absolutely, and it'll work as long as you liquefy it and you bond it with your coconut oil in heat. It's going to work fine. We've got something else we need to talk about. It's some real bad news, and only 16 of you waited. It's so funny. I wait. Now I see we're 2.5 hours into the show, and I wait. Those of you that leave, all of you guys who think you're solid supporters of the show, and you won't keep it on in the background for whatever reason, now they're going to miss some fucking crazy bad news that I've got for you guys. You guys ready for the crazy bad news? You met a guy named Carl Heavy P? You're bisexual? Right on, Karen. I like to teach about true U.S. history in schools. He does smoke, at least that's how he answered. I'm ready. Trendy Phil. I'm ready. The ones that leave are missing out. Stay to the end. Yup. All right. You guys don't leave your triage oils outside. And I told you you could, and I was wrong, and I'm here to tell you that I was wrong. And I'll say this on other live broadcasts as well. But what happens is the coconut oil will go rancid. I think that maybe if I put more peppermint oil in, if I mix more in, it might be the trick to keeping it from doing so. But the stuff outside that I've left in the heat, and it cools and it heats and it cools and it heats and it cools, it has gone rancid. Now, does that mean it doesn't work anymore? No! The good news is it still works. The bad news is it doesn't smell as nice. It doesn't smell coconutty and pepperminty. It smells like rancid coconut oil. Now, the smell of rancid coconut oil, it smells kind of like machine oil. It smells kind of like some sort of process oil that you would put on a machine to lubricate it, like a lubricating machine oil. It's gone stale, and luckily, the word rancid, I looked it up. It doesn't mean that it's not effective anymore. It means that it's got a bad smell, a bad odor, and that it's gone stale. But who's ever eaten stale bread before? Or stale cereal? Stale potato chips? I don't give a fuck. It's a little stale. Yeah, it's a little stale. Give me another one. I don't give a fuck. I got dip. Yeah, it's a little stale, but it's all I got. I don't have another bag in the cabinet. It's a little stale. I ain't got no more cereal. I don't care. I'll put milk on it. It'll be fine. Right? Well, with the triage oil, it goes stale if you do that. It will go rancid. And the good news is you can still use it. It lasts a long time. I've had that stuff outside for a long time, and I've used it for a long time, and it stayed fresh for a long time. But it's finally, and the heat, you know, it's been over 100 degrees outside. That triage oil has gotten up to 110, I guarantee you, has gotten up to 110 degrees. So, my advice, you could still keep it outside, just keep it out of the direct sunlight. If it's going to be over 100 degrees outside, bring it in the home. Take it inside. Don't let it get up to 100 degrees and cool and get up to 100 degrees. Now, I do keep my main triage oil warmed. It's probably at about 80 degrees, 85 degrees. I'd have to check it with a temperature gun. It hasn't gone rancid. The big 5-gallon jug hasn't gone rancid, luckily. But I'm going to keep it at a slightly lower temperature. It's melted still so I can get it on tap. But you really want to avoid high temperatures. This is what happened to me, and I don't want it to happen to anybody else. So when I told you guys that triage oil can be kept outside all you want, whatever, and I was so proud of it, I was wrong. It will go rancid, and it won't smell nice like mine does inside. It'll smell more like something you don't want. Let me go get some, and I'll describe to you what the smell is. Let me open this, too, because there almost seems to be like something growing in there. And that can't be good. So let's see what that is. No, I think we're all right. Those, they look like bubbles. Let me see if I can find my glasses. I kind of put them away, didn't I? I kind of buried them here a little bit. But if I look here, I might just want to keep a pair on the desk, you know. I was trying to clean up the area and... Hello, everyone. Sophisticated Nay here once again to say hello. Oh, look, Nay's outside while I'm here. Ooh, the two personalities have finally split. Ooh, Look at Nay. He's so serious. Look at him. He's showing his ass crack. He doesn't even care. Oh, he's such a hard little worker bee. Look at him go. Oh, what is this I'm supposed to be looking here? Oh, crystallization. No, you're fine. We've got some beautiful crystallization here on the top. This is not a fungus. And I'm sure if you shake this, you'll be fine. But let's give it a little smell, shall we? Let's see what it smells like. While Trendy Nay is out there working in the garden, I will be here telling you what this smells like. Oh, okay, it has a slight peppermint odor, but there's something else. Oh, there is a stale, rancid smell going on. If you don't understand what rancid means, it simply means it's gone stale. It's been past its expiration. Now I have eaten expired food before, because, you know, Nay forces it down, but I'm here to tell you, this is tolerable. I don't know if I'd want to eat it. But let's do this. Here's the rancid oil. I've got rancid coconut oil. I'm going to just do this. I'm going to put it... Ooh, I don't... Okay. It is not a good smell. It's right here under my nose. I can smell this. I can taste the rancidness. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Oh, the phone is off. He must turn the phone off now, Let us see. We'll ask and see if rancid coconut oil is dangerous for consumption. Because I put it on my lips. I put it on my lips. Oh, look at look at Trendy Nay. Look at Nay in the garden. What is he doing? I never pay attention when he goes down there. Oh, I'm busy doing other things, of course. Use pin. Okay, I shall. I happen to know it too. Okay, here we go. Here, I can really see this phone well with these glasses. What am I looking for here? Oh, I was going to do one of those. Yes. Okay, Google. Is rancid coconut oil dangerous for consumption? We'll type it in. The risk of consuming an expired coconut. That means there is no specific date when you should throw it away. Still, consuming the spoiled and rotten coconut meat can lead to stomach ache, diarrhea, and vomiting. Always look for any cracks on the overripe coconut. Let's try the oil. That is the coconut. Let's try the coconut oil. Eating rancid fat may not make you sick over the short term, but consuming rancid fat over time can negatively affect your health. Even health-promoting healthy fats will become unhealthy. Coconut oil can spoil. It rhymes. Coconut oil can spoil. Coconut oil can spoil. Coconut oil can spoil. Coconut oil can spoil. And believe me when I say that you'll know when coconut oil has gone rancid. Your once beautiful translucent white coconut oil will turn a pale yellow, and it will get all chunky, almost like curdled milk. Yeah, it is a little, there's a little granulars on the top there. Yes, I see. But I wonder if I shake it, if that goes away. Is rancid oil toxic? Rancid foods. Oh, well, you get the same just by eating regular coconut oil. You could get headache, dizziness, fatigue, swollen glands, joint or muscle pain, stomach upset, chills, hives, rashes, skin conditions, nausea. Oh, well, there you go. You seem to get more bad conditions just by eating straight healthy coconut oil. So don't eat too much coconut oil. But in tiny amounts for pain, I don't think you'll have too much of a problem. So there you go. It has been explained with the science. I would say rub it on your skin, but try not to consume it. Fucking why is my phone vibrating? Fuck that shit. Fuck you, phone. I thought you were off. Psst. Unreal. Let's shake this up. There's some residue in there. I see a little residue. I want to see what happens if I give it a good shaking. This is an old bottle, guys. That's an old bottle. But this stuff isn't as old because I'm sure it's been refilled multiple times. Okay, so looking at it, it does have some degree of debris in there. But understand, this has been used for a long time outside when my hands are dirty and I'm just dipping my fucking fingers in there. I'm literally just dipping my fingers in there and going like this. I'm put my fingers in, rub it all over my body. Put my fingers in, rub it all over my face and my neck. That's what I do. So I'm putting dirt and germs and whatever in this. That's not helping. But I think that aside from that, and there's times when I leave it open too when I'm using it. It's sitting on the table and I'm out there and I look over. I'm like, oh, I left that shit open. I got to put the cap back on it. You know? Right. Well, I was thinking, Billy, what if I increase the amount of peppermint oil? You know, because right now it's 1% peppermint oil. What if I made it 2% peppermint oil? You know? It's on my lips right here? I guess no more than triage oil does feel oily on my skin. Than just healthy triage oil. Like this stuff right here. Like here, let me put this on my lips. This is the good stuff. This stuff is not rancid. But I wouldn't even say put rancid triage oil near your mouth. But if you've got pain somewhere, like I'm trying to think if I have pain anywhere on my body right now, but I really don't. Where triage oil would work. I don't really want to put the rancid oil on my body because I don't really want the smell on me. I don't really like the smell, you know, but I really kind of want to find out if it still works. Because oil uses its properties, loses its vitamins, but I don't know if the carrier property still works, you know? So, okay, Google. Does peppermint oil help preserve coconut oil?
Here is some information for. Can you mix coconut oil and peppermint oil? According to Medical News Today, people who want to use peppermint essential oil for pain, headaches, or itching can apply the oil to the skin by diluting it in enough.
Why did it stop? It doesn't answer my question exactly. All right, but we might get an answer to it. I got on the scale this morning and I weighed 170 pounds. I just got on the scale right now with my jeans, my underwear, and my shirt on, and I weigh 174 with having drank water and coffee. Rogie's sneezing, man. I hope he doesn't have a foxtail in his nose. If I hear Rogie sneezing like that, I just fucking boom. I grab a Q-tip and I go right over and I make sure there's not a foxtail in his nose, man. With a Q-tip, I go right into his nostril and I just kind of rub around and pull out. Because you want to make sure, you know, there could be a foxtail. The cat could bring them in and it could be on this carpet and he could fucking sniff it right up his nose. I don't see one, man. I don't see any foxtails. I try to keep the house super clean. But he really doesn't have access to too many foxtails in the yard either. But Okay, so this is really exciting. Phil Webster, what's up? Google a popular flavoring in India cuisine can be used to preserve processed food, claims a study. They found that mint had strong antioxidant properties that make it a good preservative. Mint is the only natural compound we have found so far with antioxidant properties comparable to BHT. Mint, a popular flavoring in Indian cuisine, can be used to preserve processed food. They found that mint had strong antioxidant properties that make it a good preservative. Mint is the only natural compound we have found so far with antioxidant properties comparable to BHT. Well, son of a bitch, Billy, I'm gonna go up to 2% peppermint oil, and I'm about to make a 5-gallon jug. I'm this far away, literally, that much left in my 5-gallon jug. I've got to make a new batch. So I'm going to go 2% peppermint oil, bro. And we'll see if that will preserve this. I'll put them outside again, and we'll see if it goes rancid with 2% peppermint oil in them. Video of the grow and thought you flew down there emergency style. That's funny. Go 3% for good measure. Well, Billy, as somebody who experimented with the triage oil before anybody else I know and put it on their butthole, do you think that 3% would burn on skin like that? Because I like the fact that you can put it on almost every part of your body right now. I mean, that's going to be a lot of peppermint oil when I think about it. If I'm doing 1% is a half cup. 2% is going to be a whole cup of fucking peppermint oil, bro. You know, 3% would be 1.5 cups of peppermint oil. I just think that would be too strong, man. Unless you have hemorrhoids. Yeah, that's motherfucking off script. Who's Dab Kush? Who is Dab Kush? A car next to me at lunch, bumper sticker. Republicans are the same shit, different pile. Same shit, different pile. Oh, Josh G, you should have told them about my show. That is the same. I go by the same philosophy. Oh, this must have been when I was planting that lettuce, man. That's when I was planting the lettuce that I found on the ground. Oh, you guys, good news about all the lettuce that I planted. Remember I told you the big ones didn't make it and the little ones did? Well, the big ones, the top leaves did die. They dried up, they shriveled, and they didn't make it. But the sprout survived. So even the big ones that I put in, those all made it too, and everything, all the lettuce shoots that I put in the dirt, they're all going to produce lettuce. It's exciting. So I'll always have lettuce in there because it'll always produce seeds. I can hear me. I hear me down in there working. That's cool. I hear the microphone. Yeah, I am in Lake County. Oh, that was the part. That was the Lake County part. Oh, I guess I'm not down there anymore. And I said, and you are blocked. Always tie my hair back when I go outside.
Did you guys enjoy that?
It's a good habit. It's a good habit that I get into. I tie my hair back every time I go outside. You know, if I don't grab a hair tie and I'm outside and I want to start working, I always have to come back inside, grab a hair tie to go back outside because I don't want to get dust and dirt in my hair. You know, so I tie it back. And that's the way it's not flying like this, catching shit like a fucking fishnet. You know? It's just a lot easier for me to work and things like that. It's funny because you could totally see I still have it on. Watch how long it takes me to take it off.
Like watching me water and feed the plants. And I also transplanted a lettuce. I found a lettuce growing on the ground. I transplanted that. And I got some good news. The lettuce that I thought died, it all came back. So I'm going to have a lot more lettuce than I originally anticipated, which is great. Last year it was bitter. The lettuce was a little bitter. This is the same breed of lettuce. But I don't know if because it's grown one time, one season.
Copper Cab last night was that this morning? It was last night. Had a great fucking show. It was actually insane. His show was fucking insane, dude. He was going off. And I was in the chat, man. I was enjoying it. I didn't super chat him. But I went back to Discord and they're ignoring me. I mean, he accepted me into his community, but him or his sister won't respond to any of my fucking chats. He's got me. He won't accept my friend request, and she has her IMs open, and she hasn't responded in over a day. I think I'll have some choice words for both of them. I'm going to leave them a message and just be like, hey, I've been doing this just as long as you guys have. I want you to know that I'm part of your YouTube community. And this isn't how podcasters treat other podcasters. Whether you disagree or not, you know, I'm not whipping my titties out and pressing them together and doing sexual fucking innuendo like you guys are on your fucking show. And I'm just saying, man, you guys got a lot of fucking nerve not even saying no thank you to me. Just because you disagree with my fucking content. You'll leave a note on the window. Yeah, I'll leave a note on the window. Say, check out naysgarden.com. He agrees with your bumper sticker. naysgarden.com completely agrees with your bumper sticker. How many more weeks do you predict you'll be in veg? How close to the top of the greenhouse before it gets too difficult to work around? Huh. Bro, anytime you got to get up on a ladder, it sucks. And they'll be there. You know, they're going to be too tall. You know, if you want to pull off a dead leaf, sometimes you just let it go, man. You know, you got to get on a ladder. And I had to do that last year. I was on a ladder all the time, spraying and shit. It sucks. They get huge, man. They get to be a lot to deal with, you know. But you know, I could limit their growth. I could make them smaller, you know. I have that ability. Dominic Leo is in the club. He's in the 710 club. Look at that. Karen McDonald is in the 420 or 710 club. That is so cool to see you guys with your badges in the YouTube chat. I feel so official. I feel so official. Yeah, so that was interesting watching me work around in there. I'm building a cloud swing in my shade garden, but I'm afraid of heights. Well, I'm afraid of heights too, but I'll be able to go up on my roof. I mean, I work on my roof all the time. I climb ladders and shit. I'm okay with that. The heights that I'm afraid of are like wild fucking roller coaster rides and those rides that swing you up really high. You know, I'll go up in a really high Ferris wheel, but that's about it. You know, I don't want to go up on something that's swinging me around violently, you know? I don't mind flying. I don't mind being up on tall buildings, on balconies. I'm cool, man. I'll go right to the edge and I'll look over. I'm fine. But I don't want to fucking bungee jump. I don't want to fucking jump out of an airplane and like you did, bro, all those years, and you probably still do it. Billy Ballantyne, skydiver. Skydive instructor, right, Billy? Aren't you a skydive instructor? Like certified skydive instructor? My legs start shaking. I have a ton of skydives, but I can't climb ladders. Oh my God, Billy, you're right. It does make it a lot easier when you're breathing while you do it. Holy shit. Dude, I'm gonna have a fucking bulletproof fucking stomach. Dude, what is this? What is this line right here? Every day I see shit in my body I've never fucking seen before, man. And I'm just like, what is that, man? What is this new dimple? What's this new fucking dimple that I've never had on my body ever, man? I love this shit. Did you guys see I showed you my jeans, right? I showed you my fucking jeans. This is psychotic. Stop eating sugar. Exercise. Do these little exercises that I teach you so you don't have to spend all day doing. Do you guys see spending me hours and hours working out and shit like that? Like my friend Rob Mulligan does? He's made it like his whole lifestyle, working out. You know, the guy from Pop Brothers at Law, he's working out on that fucking thing. You know, he's doing the fucking cardio and doing all that shit. I'm saying, guys, it looks hard because they make it hard on themselves. No offense. My friend Robert Mulligan loves a challenge, man. He loves anything that requires a lot of work. You know? That's how he is. He's fucking driven, and this is fine for him. But if you're lazy like me, and you want to start looking better physically, you want to feel better about yourself, and you want to get rid of your pear-shaped body, and you want to get more, if you're a man, you want to get more of a V-shaped body. Or if you're a woman and you want to get more of a curvy body and less of a pear shape, stop eating the sugar. Start eating at the right time. Stop eating at night, right? The simple things. And the exercise can be just regular everyday activity that you're keeping your posture straight on. I don't care if it's vacuuming, sweeping, you're doing the windows, you know, you're Windexing something, you're cleaning your countertops. And listen, if you're like, but nay, I don't do any of those things. Hey, well, do you have a cleaning lady? Maybe you should fucking be cleaning up after yourself. Let me tell you something. It's some of the best exercise I get is running around this house, cleaning up after my shit, cleaning up after fucking dumbass Mark that stained my goddamn couch, cleaning up after my awesome doggy and kitty cat. Constantly got to clean up after everybody. Me too. I'm the biggest mess out of all of them. And, you know, it's messy. And I'm always moving around. Hey, man, don't be lazy. When you're going upstairs, straighten up your posture and walk straight and be conscious about it. Do it several times. You've got a tool somewhere that you need, but you're like, I'll go get it later and I'll go get another tool. No, go get it right now and work when you do it. Just walk and and you want these variances in your heart rate. You want to get up when you're doing something with your tools or whatever. You want to get up. You want to do something. You can even jog or get your heart rate up, and then you want your heart rate to go back down. And you want that diversity in your heart rate. You don't want to just jog. You don't want to just walk like I was doing when I was hiking. And that's, basically that was my exercise. It's great. But my kind of hiking also has bursts where I have to go up an incline every once in a while, and then walking, then I'm going up an incline, then I'm going down an incline, and I'm walking straight again. These variances in your heart rate are pivotal in your health. Something you need to think about. And if you're just getting on a treadmill and doing this, you need to vary those paces that you're doing. If you're just walking, throw in a jog every once in a while, or do some bending over, like stop walking and do some cardio just a little bit for just a minute or two. Get your heart rate going again. Get it going faster than where it is where you're walking. Very, very important, guys. And there's so much more. And, eating at the right time of day. That is so important. So I eat, at noon. I'm usually hungry by noon now. It used to be I would eat right at 6 o'clock when I'd wait right after I take a shower. I come out and I make a bagel. Boom. I don't eat bagels anymore, number one, because they got sugar in them. So I got all these fucking bagels in my freezer that I'm not eating. I switched to rye bread, but now I'm not even eating that often. So, 10 to noon, whenever, then I make myself something, and it's not going to have sugar in it, and it's usually just going to be like I had a pork burrito, bean and pork burrito. Very thin tortilla outside, rolled up, and I just had a little piece of it, put it in the microwave, heat it up for a minute and 10 seconds. And take some hot sauce and put some hot sauce on that. No sugar in the hot sauce. Really enjoy that meal. I'm going to be getting those more often. I got tuna fish in the fridge too. It's got mayonnaise in it. No sugar. So I'm doing low sodium, no sugar. I'm eating between the hours of, I start eating, 10 o'clock in the morning. I can eat right now. 10 o'clock, and I don't eat past 6. That's the rule. And every once in a while, you can break the rule. You can cheat. You have a little sugar if you really need it, or have it at a good time when you're going to burn it off. Or you could just have something late night, off hours when you're not supposed to. It's okay. You put your body in this mode, and like my mom says, be careful. You're losing way too much weight, way too fast, she said. It's just coming off you. She was so concerned. Yeah, I'm down to 170 pounds. When we started this little excursion, I was 186 pounds. And I said, I got to start losing weight. I'm 186. I'm 170, period. I'm 170 pounds. That's 16 pounds I've lost. You're a free fly instructor, yes, for AFF class. You're not current on your licensing. State of Texas issued arrest warrants on Dems who left state. Arrest warrants? Okay. Are they going to pursue the arrest warrants? Hey, what do you think of those Dems, Steve, running that left the state? What do you think of those people? In an attempt to preserve voter rights, for you guys that don't know what's going on, Steve Running does, and I'm proud of him for knowing this and bringing it to the table. The state of Texas, their legislature right now is trying to pass a bill that will subvert voting for a lot of black people. That's it in a nutshell. The Democrats of Texas, the ones that vote on this bill, they all got in a plane and they went to Washington. If they're in Washington, if they're not there, then that bill can't get passed if they can't be there to vote. That's Texas law. Now, if Texas issued this arrest warrant for them, Texas does have a person in Texas who is able to, by law, send out bounty hunters, if you will, to bring them back and prosecute them in the state of Texas. Here's the problem. The bounty hunters that Texas send out, they won't have jurisdiction in Washington, so they won't be able to do that. So this is most likely just a, it's what you call an empty gesture on the state, on the part of the Republicans of Texas. It's a threat. It's an empty threat. And most likely nothing's going to come of this. And most likely the United States federal government, who Kamala Harris has already spoken out, and I must say, first good thing you'll ever hear me say about Kamala Harris. Right here, write it down. She actually spoke out against the assholes in Texas, and she did a good job of it, and she defended these politicians that are now in Washington. And if Washington does an emergency session and they pass a bill to protect these people and to protect the voters of Texas, then everything should be fine. But you know, the Dems over there from Texas have drawn a line in the sand. They've come to Washington and they said that they're sick of all of these stupid Trump supporting cunts that are all over the country that are trying to subvert the black vote. Good bring up, Stephen Running. Rob is buff. Yeah, he is. I have a papaya body right now. Last year I saw what you mean by rot bud that brown no good. Oh, okay, Dom. You're doing great, bro. Smart. PC just crashed. I'm back. The body contains 5 to 20 pounds of shit. Dab Kush. Yeah, Dab Kush. Didn't I ask you who you were before? Oh, we smoked at Chalice. Were you Ninja Dab? Were you Ninja Dab? Was that you? Who were you when we smoked at Chalice? This is great. This is your life. Man, 13 people watching. Hey, man, nobody wants to hear about our relationship and us smokings. Look, everybody's left the goddamn live stream. Nobody wants to hear it. Hold on a second. Hearing something here in the house, but I don't know what it is. It's weird. It's like a ringing sound. Theater. Woo. Does your gremlin still work? DC's. I'm still here, says Tanner. There's only 13 of you now. I'm about to close the show because now it's 12. When people leave, I shut the show off because if my live stream, if you guys aren't interested, then people that are watching this in the future will have lost interest a long time ago. And make a doctor phone calls. TV and listen into you on TV and make a doctor phone calls. Heavy P. Nay, they're doing this so no attention to real stuff. It's not easy at first. Well, no, they're doing it. Steve Running, who's doing it? Steve, who's they? Steve Running, who's they? Well done. It's not well done. It's not easy at first few pounds, but once you start seeing the weight coming off. Why do people say it's not easy? Why all you motherfuckers, you're all indoctrinated to say losing weight is not easy. This is the easiest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Megsy, quit lying to my audience. Why do you got to make it hard for yourself and for everybody else that you're talking to right now? This shit is easy. I'm proving it because I'm a very unmotivated person. Mainstream media is doing what? What is mainstream media doing, Stephen? What is mainstream media doing exactly? I know who mainstream media is, Steve. Don't treat me like I'm an idiot. I'm asking you specific questions. You think I don't know who mainstream media is? They're doing what? You said they're doing this. They're doing what? They're doing what? Mainstream media is doing what? I'm talking about, I ask you guys what you guys think about the politicians that left Texas. How do you feel about them? They left Texas for voter rights. They're in Washington now, and you start talking about mainstream media, Assange in Yemen. This is a problem, Steve Running. I'm trying to chain together how what I'm talking about relates to what you're talking about. I've been sitting here trying to figure this out for the last 3 minutes and you can't seem to answer my questions. Syria M, no coverage real. And once again, I ask you, why are you talking about Syria? Jackie says, ha, 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 ha. Steve Running, I'm fucking done with you. You're an idiot. Fuck off, dude. You're such an asshole. Now you just say the name Aaron Mate. Fuck off, Steven. Dude, I'm literally sitting here talking about... Just fuck off. You guys, everyone take care. I'll see you guys later. Love you guys. 20 seconds of me waving goodbye to everybody except for Steven Running, who's an asshole. You're a fucking asshole, Steve. Fuck off.